Welcome back to the NHL on MHS.
Scores!
What a shot!
Shot scores!
That is your winner.
Scores! A highlight reel goal as the Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
We welcome you to the Stadium Series 2026. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Buccaneers out uniforms, the Boston Bruins and Patriots uniforms as they meet each other here at the Raymond James Stadium, where they will face off for the 2026 Stadium Series in Tampa, Florida. Let's take you to the intros that are happening right now in the Raymond James Stadium.
John Cooper ready to go.
They're already here in Sunrise, Florida. Stadium Series here in Tampa, Florida. We'll be right back, everybody. welcome you back inside of the Raymond James Stadium. And we'll give you to the national anthems right now.
The National Hockey League and Navy Federal Credit Union are proud to welcome our flag unfurlers, comprised of 4 NFCU Veteran Showcase hockey teams from around the United States. Please welcome our ASL performer, Ivan Jarama. Presenting the colors is the University of South Florida Naval ROTC Color Guard. Please rise if you are able and remove your hats as we salute America. Performing the national anthem is 5-time Grammy-nominated and platinum-selling artist, Hunter Hayes.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please direct your attention to sunrise for tonight's signal.
And we welcome you back, everybody, inside of the Raymond James Stadium. I'm Max, glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS as the Tampa Bay Lightning will take on the Boston Bruins here tonight in this Stadium Series of 2026. This is the first time that the Tampa Bay Lightning, or Tampa overall as a team, has hosted an outdoor game. There's Pat Maroon, the ceremonial puck drop here, as they're starting goalies for tonight's game in the Stadium Series. Boston, has had multiple other outdoor games. Boston has won most of those games as well. Tampa only had one, and that was against Nashville a couple years ago, I believe, and they won that game. And they have been perfect on the outdoor games, and we're about to be underway here as we welcome you back in Raymond James Stadium, usually the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and
we could never crack the house. But boy, oh boy, live on ESPN, 65,000 strong. Here we stand, 3-time NHL champion. So Tampa, are you ready? I said, are you ready? And let's freaking go!
the crowd is hyped inside now Here's Jeremy Swayman and Andrei Vasilevsky. Jeremy Swayman, 904 save percentage, a 22-12-2 record. For Andrei Vasilevsky, a 921 save percentage, 24-7-3. These are two of the best teams in January. And now they're going to start February. Before the Olympic break, they will play here inside of the Raymond James Stadium, as we're just moments away from puck drop. Off the face-off, one here by the Lightning, and we're underway here in the Stadium Series. Played along the wall as Kucherov will move it ahead. Pass for Hagel. Hagel disrupted. Shot over the net. And it goes in. It did go in. It went in. I thought it went over the net. It did not. And Tampa strikes first. 11 seconds in. I thought that had gone over the net. It did not. Just a powerful shot there by Hagel. And got fooled there. Wow. What a shot. Hagel. Wow. Blocker side. And the first shot on goal beats Jeremy Swayman, and the first one goes to Tampa Bay here in the game. And I thought that had gone over the net. Wow. So Hagel starts the scoring, and it's a 1-0 Tampa lead early on. His 26th of the season. Shot from the point blocked there in front of the net by Mosier. And the other way come the Lightning, and Gergensons will move it ahead. Dumped back in deep as Hampus Lindholm will use the boards to get it out to center. Geeky into the middle. Maybe a 2-on-1 if they can hurry here. Drop pass that couldn't go from Hustadinov. And the other way come the Lightning. Here's Gord. Stretches that cross ice. Here's a chance for Gonçalves. A backhander save made. That chance, it was actually Nick Paul with the opportunity there. Hampus Lindholm behind his own net. Still with the puck. Will circle back in his own zone. So just 11 seconds in, I thought it had went over the net. It did not. It went in. It was Hagel with the goal, and it's a 1-0 Tampa lead. Played along the boards and not out of the zone just yet. Boston trying to look to tie the game early on as they fall down 1-0 early on in this one. Patras along the wall. Turnover shot that never went off. Cleanly there. Right in front of the net. And the other way come the Lightning. That one's intercepted there. Played back here by Andrew Peak. Minute and a half in. 1-0 Tampa. As they're missing a key player. Braden Point. He was placed on the IR on January 12th. And a key player out of the lineup, but Victor Hedman back in the lineup after 22 games, and it's flipped out to center there by Acemont. Bjorkstrand dumps it back in out of the reach there of one of the Lightning. This is Victor Hedman's first game since December 9th, as it's Steves dropping that pass off, and a stretch pass ahead deflected into the far corner. Hedman there on the ice right now, his first shift back. Played along the boards. It was Alex Steves trying to get to the loose puck, and he could not. And the other way come the Lightning, maybe a 3-on-2. Bjorkstrand will move it ahead, and then he got it poke checked away, and here come the Bruins the other way. That's going to be an icing there. The first whistle after the goal, and I thought it was over the net. I apologize for that. It did go in. And just 11 seconds in, a fast start here. Wow. Just a quick release there by Hagel. It fooled me. And a nice shot there. That's unbelievable. Great opportunity there. And played back to the point. Tampa, as they move it along the board. Sorelli was anticipating the pass. That was the fastest goal to start an outdoor game in NHL history. Played along the boards as McAvoy will play around the boards here as it's cleared out by Aspero. They played along the boards, and it comes free into the high slot. Hagel passes it back. Drop pass, and that did not connect. And maybe an odd man rush for the Bruins the other way. Arvidson leading the rush. Arvidson the shot. Save made Vasilevsky. Big save there as McAvoy tries to get the puck back. McAvoy lost it. Kucherov plays it across for Sorelli, who will dump it back in. Here is McAvoy now. McAvoy will stretch it ahead here as Arvidson got a deflection on it. Goes behind the net. Can't cover it. Turnover shot. Save made Vasilevsky again. That time on Fraser Min. And the other way come the Lightning. Hedman Tries to stretch it ahead. It deflected off the stick there of Bjorkstrand. Shot save. Girgenson's opportunity, and it was stopped there. There's John Cooper. He's an interesting outfit. 14th season as a Tampa Bay head coach. A two-time Stanley Cup champion and 606 wins, most in team history. He is the Team Canada head coach of the 2026 Olympics that are just about to happen in in a week, basically. And they're trying to end as strong here before they go to the Olympic break. Face-off won here by the Lightning. That's a shot by McDonough, who's also returns to the lineup, went wide. Played along the boards as it's played behind the net here by Gord. Now behind the net goes Holmberg. Plays it back up top of the point. Gord will get it again on the opposite corner. Shots a 2-1 Bruins, but the goal scored by Hagel, fastest in an outdoor game, made it 1-0. Pasternak got held up there at the blue line on the entry. Gord will play it back as it's played along the boards by Gensel. And here is Gord reversing that puck back into his own zone for McDonough. There's Radish now. 48 points this season, a career high. He has the puck while we speak. Radish delays. That did not go in cleanly, and then shot back in. McAvoy behind his own net. McAvoy uses the glass to clear to the point, not out. Held in by Mosier. Gensel tried to knock it down, and it's Aspero now with the puck, playing it off the boards and out to center. Lightning look to re-enter again. Gensel flips it in. Gensel passed across, and that did not go for Dominic James. A bouncing puck, but Gensel was able to slow it down and got the pass, but Dominic James fanning on that opportunity. Right into the middle. That was poke checked away. Here's James the other way with some speed. James in, shot, fanned on. Penalty upcoming on the Lightning. A high stick. And will this be a 2 or a 4 as McAvoy was the one that got hit? Gensel's arguing the point that maybe that could have been a follow-up. Does not matter, though. We will see what the call is here. It looked like a follow-through. That's what I was thinking. I'm wondering what they're going to call here because it was a follow-through. High sticking. They're going to review this, I believe. They already have Dominic James in the penalty box, and they do call it a Boston power play, so the Bruins will go to the man advantage. They will not review anything. No. Second glance there. I don't know. McAvoy does get hit, but yeah, that probably is the right call. Arvidson, Pasternak, Geeky, McAvoy, and Min on the power play here for the Boston Bruins. Hagel, Cirelli, McDonough out there for the Lightning on this penalty kill. So John Cooper's squad facing adversity here on this power play that the Bruins get here. Pasternak with the puck. The shot goes wide of the net. 4th ranked penalty power play in the league. A penalty upcoming is going against Boston. Oh, wow. Just seconds into their own power play, they take a penalty, and it will be 4-on-4. 5 seconds in. What's the call here?
71, minor penalty for tripping.
A tripping there, and that was Victor Arvidson who got the penalty. And, I don't know about that call either. Some interesting calls to start the Stadium Series, and I don't know if I agree with any of those calls, honestly. But they do happen, and so we'll have 4-on-4 with 5:02 passing here in the first period as it's one off the face-off here. Hagel looks to center. Cirelli the shot and a save made. Swayman. Jeremy Swayman letting up the first shot on goal in the game. Marco Sturm still living on the bench. He was the first to appear in an outdoor game as a head coach and player in NHL history. Off the draw one here as it's Hampus Lindholm behind the net. Lindholm got it poke checked away by Hagel. Centering pass for Cirelli. It was intercepted there by McAvoy, and the other way come the Bruins. Hampus Lindholm will circle back. It's colder than usual here in Tampa. I believe it's in the 20s over there. So they took down the tent that made this ice quickly, more than usual. Here's McAvoy behind the net. McAvoy. Hagel pressuring him off the puck, and he'll move it ahead. Hagel already having a goal here in the game. The fastest goal in an outdoor game, and they fooled me. I didn't think it went in. And, and it's a 1-0 Tampa Bay lead. Darren Radish stretches it ahead here as his Hedman entering in, dropping it off. Hedman gets it again. Hedman slows it down. Hedman behind the net. Gensel let it go for Kucherov. And held in at the point there by Carlisle as it's played behind the net. Hedman holds it in. Hedman across. Kucherov gets plastered along the boards there by Zadorov, and the other way come the Bruins, potentially a 3-on-2. Here they come. Pastrnak in. Pastrnak holds up. Tries to feed a pass that gets intercepted by Gensel. And the other way come the Lightning. Kucherov. That pass picked off by Pastrnak. Pastrnak re-enters off the pass from Zadorov. Dropped into the middle. The shot! That goes wide of the net. Zadorov has the puck now. Flipped it across, almost a turnover. Oh, it is. Gonsalves trying to get it. Big hit by Zadorov. And another penalty? I believe so. 9 seconds to go. I don't know what happened there. Wow. We'll be back, everybody. 1-0 Tampa. 11 seconds in. Hagel made it 1-0. We'll be back. Welcome you back, everybody, to the Stadium Series. 1-0 Tampa. The Hagel goal made it a 1-goal lead here for the Tampa Bay Lightning here in the game. And welcome you back in, everybody. And for Tampa Bay, in the last couple of playoff runs, they've lost to Florida. But Florida has been dominating in Stanley Cup appearances and winning cups. The Panthers and the Lightning. And as we welcome you back here to the Raymond James Stadium, 9 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. And then it will be a shortened Tampa Bay power play. Middlestad, McAvoy, Mitten, and Aspero out here for the Bruins. Cirelli going to take the draw against Mitten. Couldn't win the draw, though. Aspero in the corner has the puck. Trying to move it ahead along the boards as it's Middlestad forced back from the pressure. Middlestad flips that ahead. Power play with 3 seconds for Tampa will expire. Nothing much on that, and they kill it off, the Boston Bruins. Played behind the net, though, as the Lightning trying to get out of their own zone. Min looks to center, one shot, save, McAvoy, rebound shot, didn't go. And Vasilevsky with the save there on that opportunity. Wow, good chance there in front of the net for the Boston Bruins. It's a cooler temperature here in Tampa Bay, as we previously mentioned. So the ice, the players saying that the playing surface is pretty good. That is what they're saying in the media. And before the game, obviously, they were saying this. So the ice surface should be good unless it warms up here in Tampa. Off the draw, Husadinov into the middle shot! And Vasilevsky makes a blocker save there on that chance from the slot. That one deflected out of play into the Tampa bench. .12:41 left to go here in the first period. We welcome you in, everybody. There is no visual because we cannot show copyrighted material, or else our stream would go down. So, sorry about that. It's just me doing the radio broadcast, or just describing the play here, watching the feed. McAvoy from the point feeds it for Pastrnak. The shot from the point was blocked. Pastrnak gets it again. Pastrnak holds it in at the blue line. That was turned over right in front, but then they gave it away once again. Hustadinov sent it across. Loose puck at the side of the cage. Gord will chip it out to center, but intercepted once again. Pastrnak gets tripped up into the high slot. Hustadinov shot save, and a penalty upcoming to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Bruins will go to the power play. As Pastrnak got tripped up to the blue line there by Holmberg. And so, Boston will have an opportunity to tie the game here on this power play. Their first opportunity only lasted 5 seconds before they took a penalty. But this one, yeah, that is a clear penalty there by Holmberg at the blue line on David Pastrnak. And so, the Bruins have an opportunity here to even the score. Arvidson, Pastrnak, Geekie, McAvoy, and Minnan out here. Hagel, Cirelli, McDonough, and Chernak, the penalty killers for the Lightning. As we'll see what they do here. Boston 0 for 1. That only lasted 5 seconds. This season, the Boston Bruins have the 4th best power play in the National Hockey League with 26.8% effectiveness. Tampa wins the faceoff. McDonough slaps it around the boards, but can't get it out of the zone just yet. Pastrnak, now McAvoy, into the circle. Geekie, the shot, and a save made. And Cirelli chips it. Not out of the zone just yet. Cirelli on a second attempt will get it out to center. Pastrnak plays it to his goalie and Jeremy Swayman. Swayman will play it ahead. Best power play since January 1st. Tampa the first, and Boston the second in that ranking. Pastrnak could not hold it in along the boards. The other one was the New York Rangers, surprisingly. As it's Swayman leaving it on the platter there for Charlie McAvoy. Pastrnak will move it ahead, slows it down as he was looking for help. Drop pass here for Fraser Minton into the zone, weaves into the corner. Min along the boards, gets crushed along the boards as it's Pastrnak trying to get it free. Geekie behind the net, looks to center one that deflected off Vasilevsky's stick. McAvoy. Arvidson holds on to it. McAvoy again, the shot deflected wide by Min and cleared out of the zone just barely. 55 seconds to go on the best in power play, and they're going to get a change here. Middlestad now with the puck. Tampa's penalty kill has killed 21 of the last 22 penalties they've taken. Hustadinov along the boards. Gets crushed. And the other way come the Lightning shorthanded. Cirelli with Hagel. Hagel's cutting in with some speed. Cirelli shot save! Shorthanded chance. Pastrnak the other way. 2-on-2. Lohrei has a cutter. Lohrei spins back. Lohrei was facing pressure and could not get that pass across. Pastrnak winds and fires wide of the net. Hustadinov plays it around the boards for Lindholm. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Plays it back. Pastrnak shot. Rebound. Hustadinov couldn't get it. And Lindholm holds it in. Middlestad shot blockered away. Power play over. Wow. That power play had nothing until the last around 20 seconds of it. Got around 3 shots and could not convert, though. Halfway through the game, the shots are 8-3 in favor of the Bruins. And the only goal was the first goal of the game, 11 seconds in by Hagel, and I thought they went over the net. I still can't believe it. I thought it went over the net. Turnover here. Kucherov couldn't hold it in, as Boston has been a little bad in breaking out the puck here in their own zone. Another turnover along the boards. Zadorov reverses it back for Andrew Peeke. Peeke will poke it ahead out to center and shot back in by Boston. Playing it along the boards, Kaslik behind the net. Now goes back to the point. Peak will rim it all the way around, as it was a chance there, and he'll move it ahead. Zadorov now in his own zone. Boston going for another change, both teams. That stretch pass ahead could not connect there. And now Taylor Raj with the puck now. Boston on the road this season, 11-12-2 at home. They're 21-8-1. So they have struggled on road games here. And this is technically a road game for them. Shot off the glove of Swayman and goes into the opposite corner. Back up top. Reddish, a shot and a save made. And cleared by Alex Steves ahead now. Shot, save made from the side by Corrali. And another holding of the puck here as it's played down low. Steves in front, shot, score! Alex Steves ties the game for the Bruins. .36 to go in a tie game. Corrali, this initial opportunity off the blocker, and then the keep of the puck there along the boards by Acemont, and the pass here by Acemont right to Alex Steves in the slot, parked in front, and we got a 1-1 hockey game here in the Stadium Series. Great pass here and patience there by Acemont to get it home for Alex Steves. First outdoor game and first outdoor goal. And a 1-1 tie. 9th goal of the season, first since December 23rd. A huge one for the Bruins to tie the game here. The scoring chances in favor of the Bruins, 6-1. The only chance the Tampa Bay have had was that Hagel goal. Middlestad will move it ahead. Here's McAvoy getting pressured along the boards. Arvidson. Hagel will move it ahead. Hagel right through the middle. Hagel in to Kucherov. Kucherov reverses it back to the point. Long shot blocked on the way through Carlisle. And it's moved ahead here, and it's going to be iced here by the Bruins. No, it's not. Vasilevsky will play it as they win on goal. Crozier with the puck now, as both teams going for changes. Ryan McDonough, 11-3, the shots favoring the Bruins in a lopsided affair in the shots on goal. That deflected back in, Chernak, and reversed back as the Bruins have played a solid first period here. Geeky along the boards, getting pressured by McDonough. Held in at the point. One-timer over the net as Geeky was trying to get along the boards. Hustadinov holds it in. Reversed it deep into the corner. Geeky getting pressured along the wall. McDonough steals it away. Gord. Hustadinov along the boards. Hustadinov gets it in the corner. Hustadinov still with the puck. Chipped it along. Geeky. Pasternak behind the net. David Pasternak looks to center one for Hustadinov. That was broken up. And it's played here by Gergensons and played along the boards. Here's James in his own zone. Or pardon me, that's Chernak. Chernak will move it ahead. That's poke checked ahead, and here come the Bruins as it's dumped back in by Patras into the opposite corner. Cassidy looks to center. It was there in the blue paint, and Dominic James will move it ahead. Almost 6.5 minutes to go here in the first period. Chipped ahead for Dominic James. James along the boards. Poke checked away there by Janot. As it goes back to the point, and the shot goes wide of the net. Played along the boards. Big hit along the boards, and the door opens along the glass. The door opened up along the boards. Wow. 6:22 to go. First period. Stadium Series. Hagel made it 1-0. But they respond. Alex Steves for the Bruins has tied it. And we got a 1-1 game here in the Stadium Series. We will be right back. Welcome you back, everybody, inside of the Raymond James Stadium. The Stadium Series here inside of Tampa, Florida. A 1-1 tie as the Pirates all around this stadium right now. And been a crazy one so far. 1-1 tie. And with 6:22 to go in the first period, face-off in the Bruins zone. It'll be Corrali here in the face-off dot. He'll be facing against Holmberg, I believe. I can't tell who that is. Off the face-off, it was Nick Paul, actually. Hedman shot, save made off the face-off, and Swayman had some trouble with the rebound. Played along the boards here. Gensel with the puck. Plays it back, and then he lost it. And moved ahead here as a shot back in. To the far corner, Hedman trying to play it along the wall. It's loose at the side of the back of the net, actually, of the shot by Zadorov was stopped. Plays it back up top of the point. Peak couldn't hold it in, and the other way come the Lightning. Bjorkstrand has a cutter with Paul. Bjorkstrand shot right into the glove of Swayman. What a save! And it gets pushy, and Bjorkstrand and Steves gets together now with 5:46 to go. What a stop there by Jeremy Swayman on Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand was 7 goals this season. That would have been 8, but the glove of Swayman said no thank you and kept that out for the Boston Bruins to keep it a 1-1 tie here in the Stadium Series. And a spectacular stop on that, if might I add. That was a crazy stop there with the glove. Look at this stadium. There's a lot of people, more than 60,000 here tonight inside of the Raymond James Stadium. Everybody's here. Thunderbug looking for treasure. Yeah, on the outside of the playing surface. And here in Tampa, Florida, Boston and Tampa. We did do the other matchup earlier on the season back in October, back in TD Garden. That was a 4-3 win for the Tampa Bay Lightning. See if they respond here in this one, because that was a preview. Shot blocked on the way through, loose puck at the side of the cage, and the points are most important here right now. Shot from the point by Mosier, blocking to the corner. Cirelli trying to get it, pressured by Minton along the boards. And Lori will use the boards, and Mosier can't clear it out. Mosier held it in, actually. Shot wide of the net. Cirelli now. Cirelli looks to center. That did not go for Hagel, as Minton will flip it out to center. Turnover here right to Fraser Minton, who dumps it back in. Played by Vasilevsky behind the net. Shots are 13-6 in favor of the Boston Bruins here in the opening period, as it's 5 minutes remaining here in the opening period. Played along the boards. Kucherov getting pressured by Middlestad. Kucherov trying to get it. Hagel helped them out in the corner. Minton trying to clear it, couldn't, as Mosier holds it in. Shot it down low. Kucherov in front. Cirelli couldn't receive the pass. Kucherov back up top. Mosier was not ready for that pass by Kucherov. Boston were able to get a change. Dumped back in, as now Tampa will be changing as they'll go back in their own zone. Mason Lori now at the puck will stretch it ahead right to the middle. That was intercepted. Played along the boards as McDonough uses the backboards to clear it to the line. Not out. It's held in by Aspero. The shot wide of the net. That chance there, and a score! It snuck past Vasilevsky, and the Bruins have the lead. Morgan Geekie. The shot from the boards by Morgan Geekie just barely goes through the 5-hole. It hit Chernak, and the Bruins all of a sudden have a 2-1 lead. Wow. Wow, that is a... Just throw it to the net. You never know what happens. And the Bruins all of a sudden flipping the score here inside of the Raymond James Stadium as they have a 2-1 lead. 31st goal of the season for Morgan Geekie. That's ranked 4th in the NHL right now. 6 goals in the last 7 games for Morgan Geekie. And he's given Boston a 2-1 lead. As it's Pasternak now playing along the boards. Is shot back in there by Gergensons. Or by Holmberg, pardon me. Played it out to center. Shots are 14-6. And the Bruins now with a 2-1 lead. Mosier now will stretch it ahead. That deflected off the stick of Gord. cleared out of the zone there by Morgan Geekie. Now re-entrance here by Tampa. Aspero along the boards. And he clears it out to the blue line, not out of the zone just yet. Now Pastrnak will help him out, and he'll move it ahead here for Geekie. Shoots it back in. Latest goal scorer, Morgan Geekie, with a shot from the boards that deflected off of, I believe, Chernak in front, and goes to the 5-hole Vasilevsky to give the Bruins a 2-1 lead. Up in the air, Corrali trying to get it, and could not, as it's forced back into their own zone. As here is Andrew Peak. Tanner Janot now will just dump it back in. Vasilevsky plays it. 18 points in the last 16 games, a 6-game point streak for Charlie McAvoy. Gensel trying to get the pass. Gensel has it at center, turned it over, then tripped up with someone in front, and it's going to be a penalty on Tampa. Jake Gensel with a tripping penalty right there, and the Bruins will go to the power play for the 3rd time tonight. And so Boston can get real dominance here in the first period if they can take advantage of this man advantage opportunity. Trips up Potchers at center ice, and the Bruins have a chance to make it a 3-1 game. Geekie just threw it towards the net. You never know what happens. And I think he actually deflected that one, actually. Never mind. I think it was shot from the boards. And Morgan Geekie gets it. We'll be back, everybody. 3:05 to go. First period. Power play. Upcoming for the Bruins. Welcome you back, everybody, inside of the Raymond James Stadium. A 2-1 lead for the Bruins, and a power play upcoming as McAvoy off the draw shot it down low in front. Arvidson, what a save, Vasilevsky! Oh, what a pass there by Pastrnak to Arvidson, and a big stop by Vasilevsky. McAvoy now. What a stop. That might be keeping the Tampa Bay Lightning in this game. If not, that would have been a 3-1 Boston lead right there going into potentially the locker room. Arvidson drops it off here for Mitten. Mitten back in. Fraser Mitten splits through. Plays it back to the point for Pastrnak. Down low for Mitten. Has a man back door. Shot McAvoy into the slot, and a save made. And cleared down the length of the ice. Swayman plays it up, and Pastrnak. Tampa's going for a change. Arvidson will move it ahead. Arvidson playing it along the boards, pressured by 3 Lightning. Pastrnak along the mid-boards there, and McAvoy to Geekie. Played it deep as Pastrnak trying to get it. He will along the boards, fell down. And Mitten will play it back for Pastrnak in the corner. Playing it back for Geekie. McAvoy in the circle. The shot deflected. Arvidson scores! Power play goal! And the Bruins have a 2-goal lead. Boston with less than 2 minutes to go. And this McAvoy shot, Arvidson was in front, got the deflection in front of Vasilevsky. and makes it a 3-1 Boston lead. With 1:57 remaining here in the first period, a huge power play goal. Boston's had a lot of opportunities on the power play, and they finally break through here. There's a little bit of delay here on what they're looking at. Maybe John Cooper wants to challenge something? I'm not sure. Taking a timeout. He might have just taken a timeout. Oh, they're looking at this as goalie interference, maybe. No, that's enough time for him to get set. There was a little bit of a push, but still some time for Vasilevsky to get back into his position, and he did. Shot by Kastelik wide of the net. That's the 14th goal by Victor Arvidson this season. That's tied for 4th on the team. And now a stretch pass ahead for Corrali. In shot, save, Vasilevsky. Huge save there. Potchers of the opportunity, not Corrali. Pardon me, everybody. I don't do these teams much, and I don't look at their rosters, so pardon me if I get the names wrong on this, but yeah, I barely just got set up right now, and it was like barely 5 minutes before the game, and big hit here by Kastelik and Cirelli at center ice. And Cirelli dealing some pain there, might have been around the shoulder area, and he's feeling the stress there, or the pain, and on the bench. Kastelik will get kicked out of the face-off dot inside the Tampa zone. Boston almost had 20 shots here in the opening period. Not a very good defensive period for the Lightning. Shot save made. That's 20 now as Janot got the opportunity off the draw. Hedman now will move it ahead. Lori couldn't get it. Will that be an icing? Right on goal. Swayman will cover that puck with 1:24 left to go. It gets pushy now as Gensel. And they all get together in the corner. As it gets pushy along the boards. Oh, wow. Dominic James loses his helmet now. As everyone gets together. Tampa frustrating here that they have allowed almost, or more than 20 shots on goal here in this opening period. And it's starting to show the frustration. The frustration's starting to show here, obviously. Kastelik in that bunch right there. 20-7, the shots favoring the Boston Bruins, and they've opened up the scoring here. Got the tying goal, and then they have really opened it up here in the opening period. After Tampa scored 11 seconds in, the fastest outdoor goal ever in NHL history, and I thought I went over than that. I screwed up that call, didn't I? Oh, man. AC Mott and Gensel seems like it will be the people that will be facing off in the face-off dot. Never mind. You know what? Forget that. It's Corrali and Gensel. Gensel wins the face-off right outside the Bruins blue line. Shot back in as McAvoy will play along the boards. Mosier held it in. Boston missed the playoffs last season. First time since 2016. Shot from the point. Deflected save made. Swayman on that opportunity. Using the glass. They can't clear it. And AC Mott looking to clear it out of the zone. Held in by Radish. Deflected back in behind the net for Gensel. Gensel behind the net surveying his options. Played back. Radish's shot! That whipped wide. And now Kucherov tried to settle the pass down. AC Mott looking to clear it. Gensel will get it now. Chipped it in deep for Kucherov. But then it's stolen away here by Aspero. And he looks to clear it. They cannot. Mosier holds it in. Hagel on the high slot across. That fanned by Kucherov. 35 to go. One of the Bruins lost their sticks there in the process. Tampa looks to re-enter. Mosier back in. Dumped it in deep. Kucherov was awaiting the pass, and then he didn't get it. It's like, oh, wow, really? Hagel the shot. Blocked him into the air into the far corner with 20 seconds to go. Kucherov trying to get it. Arvidson will move it ahead. Arvidson dumps it back in. 13 to go here in the first period, and a 3-1 Bruins lead here in the Stadium Series, and it looks like it's going to stay that way after 20 as it goes wide, dumped back in by the Bruins. That completes 20 here in Tampa, Florida, and the Bruins with a 3-1 lead, and Tampa allowing 20 shots in the opening 20 minutes of the game, and not a very good game here for Tampa Bay, defensively at least, and trying to get the shot volume down for the Bruins. But when they got that tying goal, they got all the momentum now, and the Bruins with a big 3-1 lead after 20. And the teams will leave the ice now, and We'll be back, everybody, with our intermission report here on the NHL on MHS. As we welcome you back, if you want to tune in for that, that'll be in our intermission report. It will talk about the scores around the National Hockey League and the goals in this one. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome you back, everybody, to the Stadium Series coverage here on the NHL and MHS. I'm Max Gladge with us here, and we'll go over the score here in our game. 3-1, the Bruins leading over the Tampa Bay Lightning. The shots were 20-8 in favor of the Boston Bruins after 20 minutes. That has to be a record for how long, how much shots have been allowed by the Tampa Bay Lightning in this season in one period alone. Let's go over the goals. The first goal, 11 seconds in, I called it. It went over today. It did not. It did go in. 26th of the season for Hagel. This was right off the opening face-off. Great tie-up, and then Hagel got the puck free and shot it home in the high slot. 11 seconds in, 1-0 Tampa. But then Alex Steeves, with his 9th of the season, ties it up. A nice play along the boards here by AC Mont. Paul was trying to clear it. AC Mont got a stick on it. AC Mont with the pressure, the patience, and then Steeves puts it home. 11:24 into the first period to tie the game up at 1. And then around 4 minutes later, Morgan Geekie, a shot from the boards. He deflects this one in, and it was Charlie McAvoy got the shot along the boards. And he puts it home and got through the 5-hole. And McAvoy asked for the assist from Geekie's 31st of the season, a chip in at 15:36. Victor Arvidson made it 3-1 on the power play goal with less than 2 minutes to go here in this first period. And Pasternak with the patience along the boards. Geekie, McAvoy threw it on net from almost the same spot from along the boards, and Arvidson got a deflection on that one. So 2 deflection goals in a row. And so Boston 1 for 3 on the power play. They get the power play goal on their last opportunity. The first one was only 5 seconds of power play for Boston. And the other one, they killed off Tampa Bay. And they've had a power play as well, but didn't convert nothing on that one. Boston, the majority of the faceoffs have been won by Boston, 58% of them. And the hits 9-3 in favor of the Bruins. Most of the stats favoring the Bruins here. Tampa will have to reset mentally here going into the second period, as they are not looking good so far in this one. After that first goal, it seemed like Swayman has locked it down. He has made 19 consecutive saves after allowing the first shot on goal to go in. Jeremy Swayman. No, pardon me. He only made 7 saves after that. I was thinking of Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky has 17 saves already in the game. It's unbelievable. It's just defensively, Tampa has not been playing good, and it's very rare to see that happening. The season series, actually, 4-3. This is the one we covered early on in the season, October 13th, a 4-3 win for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I believe Holmberg got the game winner in that one. Right now, 3-1 Boston in this Stadium Series. The other matchups both in April. These are huge points in the Atlantic Division, with the Bruins in a wild card spot, and Tampa Bay leading the Atlantic Division right now, down 3-1 to the Boston Bruins. We will be right back as the Stadium Series coverage continues on here on the NHL and MHS. Second period coming up next here, as we'll see you after this little break. We'll be right back, everybody. We welcome you back, everybody, inside of the Raymond James Stadium. Intermission report continues on. Here's the performance outside, inside, indoor the stadium happening right now. We'll go over the other scores in the National Hockey League, which is only one other game. It was the Carolina Hurricanes and the LA Kings. The scoring started off in the first period at 6:25. Jordan Stahl, his 13th of the season. Svechnikov and Gostisbehere with the assists, a power play goal. A tip-in by Stahl, power play goal, made it 1-0 Carolina. Nikishin then scored unassisted in the third period, 12:57 in, to give the Hurricanes a 2-0 lead. Then Hellenius, around less than a minute later, 30 seconds later, gets his third of the season. Malott and Dumoulin with the assists, and it's a 2-1 game. Then Byfield, with less than 4 minutes to go, made a tie game of his 11th of the season. Kempe with the assist. Then in overtime, the game went to overtime. Sebastian Aho, his 19th of the season. Jarvis and Gostisbehere with the assist on that overtime winner, a minute and 25 in. And so Sebastian Aho wins the game as they outshot the Kings 34-13. They pick up the victory. The other game tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. The Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. That should be a good one. Both in the same division, the Pacific Division, and that should be a good one to watch too. We'll be back, everybody, with the puck drop coming up next of the second period, as we will be right back. Welcome you back, everybody, to the second period of the Stadium Series. 3-1. Bruins on top. The tying goal by Alex Steves. Then Geeky deflects a shot from McAvoy from along the boards. And then finally a power play goal by Arvidson, I believe. And the Bruins up 3-1 over the Tampa Bay Lightning inside the Raymond James Stadium. As we welcome you back in, everybody, as the Bruins with a 3-1 lead and a pretty dominant period afterwards, as it seemed like Tampa was going to get the advantage, obviously scoring 11 seconds in. That could bring a lot of momentum for their team. It did not, and it was kind of lopsided on the favor of the Boston Bruins. They had 20 shots in the opening period, and it was a sight to see, obviously. And that thing, it was just incredible to see how dominant the Boston Bruins were in that opening period. It was just a sight to see, and let's see if it continues here. But obviously, John Cooper's squad, well coached with John Cooper, leading them to 2 Stanley Cups in a row. They're going to have to find a way back in this game, leading the Atlantic Division. Been one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference throughout the NHL, at least in these past couple of months, and one of the best teams in the NHL right now, trying to get some momentum back on their side of things here, hosting the Stadium Series as they're down 3-1 to the Boston Bruins. Here in the second period, Vasilevsky still in net. Obviously, none of that was his fault, obviously. 2 deflections and then a point-blank opportunity. Nothing he could really do there. And, wow. Welcome you back in, everybody. If you're just joining us, I'm Max. Glad you're with us here. Share the stream around. Have people tune in if you don't have the game. And for John Cooper's squad, they'll need to come back here in this Stadium Series to try to win it. Their first outdoor game hosting it. I mean, there's all the scripts and trying to come back. But we'll see if the Bruins will spoil the party inside of the Raymond James Stadium. We will see. As the second period off the tie-up is underway, Radish will carry it ahead and shoot it back in. Played along the boards by McAvoy. Then it's Aspero playing it along the boards, and it's moved ahead here by Fraser Minnitt into the middle. Back in is Arvidson, McAvoy. McAvoy playing it along the boards. Boston, 19 straight wins when scoring 3 goals in the first period. Trying to look for 20 here. Aspero playing it as Arvidson got tripped up again. Cirelli not on the bench here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He was playing the game earlier on, and then now he's not on the bench, and so a concerning factor there for the Tampa Bay Lightning trying to make a comeback. Kucherov lost the puck. Hagel back for Kucherov. Slide off the stick. Oh, perfect opportunity. Could have been with Gord there on that 2-on-1. Pastrnak will send it ahead. It will be no icing as it's Geeky along the boards, getting pressured there by McDonough. Gergensen reverses it around as it's played along the boards, and Tampa Bay will look to move it ahead. The stretch pass intercepted there by Lohrei. Played back out to center. McDonough knocked down by Gord. But they're going to get catched offside if they win in, so Lindholm will take it away. Played at center, intercepted once again. Tampa Bay re-enters back in onside. Gord forced out again as Boston will move it ahead, and Hustadinov got stolen away there. Hedman now with the puck. Victor Hedman is in his return after 22 games due to an injury. Hasn't had much here, obviously, and an icing here on Boston. 1 minute and 35 seconds into the second period. A 3-1 Bruins lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning here in the outdoor game, the Stadium Series, the 2026 version of it, here in Tampa, Florida, where the Buccaneers play, usually the NFL team. And right now for the Boston Bruins and then the Patriots. The Patriots going to go to the Super Bowl. That's next Sunday. And that should be a good one to watch, the Super Bowl, the Patriots and the Seahawks. Face-off won here by the Tampa Bay Lightning as they look to get back on the board again. Shot from the point by Crozier went wide of the net. Geeky playing it along the boards. Hagel, now Kucherov. Kucherov sets it up. Shot, and it goes wide. Crozier with the opportunity. Hedman from the boards, and a save made Swayman. As Kucherov was trying to get deflection there in front. So Tampa Bay trying to dent the scoreboard here. Crozier with his opportunity, a one-timer set up perfectly there by Kucherov, and then the deflection from the boards. Man, it was a big pad save there by Swayman on that opportunity by Crozier. Tampa Bay in the offensive zone, and they have a face-off inside of it, and they win it. Paul wins the face-off. Hedman, the shot right off the pad of Swayman, and he makes a save. Janot, Aspero playing it along the boards behind the net, McAvoy. So Tampa Bay has already come out firing here in the second period. Already 3 or 4 shots already here in the second period. As it's moved ahead here by Nick Paul, forcing it in deep. Aspero behind the net, playing it along the boards for McAvoy, who looks to clear it, and he will out to center ice. Kaslik trying to split through, and he couldn't as Hedman defending him well. Kaslik along the boards. Kaslik flips it into the middle. Backhanded by Poitras. He scores! It is 4-1 Boston. A backhander. And Poitras puts it home, and it's a 4-1 lead for the Bruins. Wow. Kaslik, a great pass into the middle for Poitras, a backhander beating Vasilevsky on the glove side. Backhanders are pretty tough, too, to detect for goaltenders. Goes top corner on that backhand. Poitras gets the goal, and it's 4-1 Boston. That's his first goal of the season. Wow, in his second game he's played this season. Wow, it's unbelievable. Shot back in by Crozier, so the deficit grows bigger here. His second game of the season and his first goal of the season, a beauty to give the Bruins a 4-1 lead. Backhander deflected at the side of the cage. It goes into the corner. Zadorov trying to get it. Zadorov trying to fish it free. Boston looking to clear. They cannot. Held in at the point along the boards. Gergensons forcing it in deep into the corner. Played along the boards. Tampa Bay trying to get it free as it gets clogged up along those near boards. In the Boston zone as Corrali moves it ahead for Peak and cleared out the center. Tampa will need a big comeback here, but the good thing is they still have plenty of time here, but Boston playing well here in this game. A turnover. Hagel holds onto it, drops into the middle, shot, and it's blocked out of play. Carlisle with the opportunity, and now everyone gets pushy in front of the net. 4-1 Boston leading. There's Zadorov. Of course, he's starting that. Zadorov, a physical player and a presence in that Boston locker room. Kaslik with a nice play here. Feeding it into the middle for Poitras, the backhander goal. His first of the season, and a 4-1 Bruins lead is just such a beauty, that backhander. And this was a chance right here. That ramps off the stick of Zadorov. Almost at the head of Gord there. And almost a chance for Tampa Bay to get back on the board. Face-off inside the Bruins zone as Fraser Minton trying to win the draw. Gensel gets kicked out, and Hagel will take his place. Hagel, Gensel, and Kucherov out here. The forward group for the Tampa Bay Lightning. As it's played behind the net, Gensel trying to get it. Lohrei tied up along the boards in the corner. As Arvidson looks to clear it, he couldn't. It is played into the corner. Gensel couldn't get it as Lohrei now will pick it up, and he'll flip it ahead for Minton into the middle. Fraser Minton to Middlestad. Middlestad into the middle. Arvidson the shot. Blocked into the corner. Gensel now will move it ahead, and that will be no icing. Wow. No icing there on the Tampa Bay Lightning. 21-11, the shots favoring the Bruins. It seemed like Tampa Bay was piling on opportunities to make it a one-goal game, and then Poitras got the goal to make it 4-1, and see if that goal affects the Lightning here in what they had momentum to start this period, and now they look a little bit dead now again. Aspero playing it back here for McAvoy, and deflected back in, so no icing. This is played by Radish in the corner. Flipping it along the boards, and Geeky trying to clear it, and Gord will move it ahead. Into the middle, here's Holmberg along the boards, feeding it deep into the corner. As it's played along the boards and cleared out the center again. Boston doing a great job here in the first 25 minutes of the Stadium Series 2026. Hustadinov along the boards. Will move it ahead. It was intercepted by Radish. Radish trying to get it. It is played along the boards. January record for Boston was 11-2-1, tied for most January wins in franchise history. Now it's in February. Trying to get momentum. That's going to be an icing here on the Bruins. And a face-off coming back in their own zone. And Tampa Bay trying to take advantage of that. Because right now they need something to spark some momentum and get a lightning bolt on them. Because nothing struck here for them except for that opening goal by Hagel to give them a 1-0 lead. Swayman in net for the Bruins. Well, has only allowed one. He has stopped 10 straight shots ever since letting up the first shot by Hagel. He's been big in some moments in this hockey game, but Vasilevsky laying up 4 on 21, but I mean, it's just great setups, 2 deflections, 2 great setups on other goals too. Face-off one here as it's shot down low and deflected wide. Bjorkstrand behind the net. Bjorkstrand looks to center, up in the air. It goes, and it's cleared out to center. Gonsalves will play it back in his own zone here for Hedman. Hedman reverses it around, and it's moved ahead here by Crozier. Hedman trying to receive the pass, now passed in. Dominic James, the shot blocked on the way through. And not out of the zone just yet. No, it bounced on him, so it is out of the zone. Dumped back in, and it's Zadorov having the puck there, and it's moved ahead here, Janot, and then it's shot back in there into the Tampa Bay zone. Janot again. Janot behind the net. Janot pressured by Gonsalves. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the second period. A 4-1 Boston lead. Another keeping at the blue line almost. All 4 forward lines with a goal tonight for the Bruins. Back into the middle. Shot! Save Vasilevsky. And a tie-up, and everyone gets together in front of the net, and they're all fighting. And now it gets calmed down a little bit there. Looked like they're going to drop some gloves there. They did not. Oh, man. The tie-up right there. Kaslik and Bjorkstrand. 22-12. The shots favoring the Bruins. And a 4-1 lead for them. They are playing a great road game so far. Tampa Bay needs something to swing in their direction because right now they have nothing going for them. This is the opportunity right in front here for Janot. Poitras setting up that opportunity. And Kaslik, obviously, another one of those big presences out there for the Boston Bruins. Always been a physical team. Always been an annoying team, you could say, too, if you asked opponents. And they've done a very good job here on the road. So far, at least. There's still more than half a hockey game to go. And see if the Tampa Bay Lightning can get something going on their side of things. But the face-off inside their own zone as Fraser Min will take this face-off, and he tried to win it. Couldn't, as Gensel won the draw instead. Radish will move it ahead. Kucherov dropped into the middle. Gensel with the puck now with some speed. Jake Gensel lost it along the boards. Middlestad will clear it out to center. Radish playing it off the boards, and it's shot back in by Hagel. Played along the boards. Huge hit by Kucherov along the boards. What a hit on Hampus Lindholm by Kucherov. Arvidson now. Pressured by Radish. Now Middlestad will move it ahead. Middlestad on some room. Middlestad, the shot did not go as Moser tied him up. Now forced into the corner. Moser gets the puck back. Radish tied up. And Kucherov patiently plays it to Radish. And ahead now is Hagel. Hagel back in to Gensel. Back for Hagel again. Gets tied up by McAvoy. Hagel couldn't reverse it around as it's played along the boards by Corrali out to center. Deflected puck at center ice, and it's dumped back, and here's McAvoy now. Dumping it back in is Alex Steeves. To the corner it goes. Corrali couldn't get it. Gensel will try to stretch it ahead off the skate of Aspero. Here come the Bruins. Asimont shot right off the shoulder of Vasilevsky. Wraparound attempt was loose to the side of the cage. Corrali plays it back up top to the point. Feeding it across for Aspero. The shot fed down low into the corner as it's not out of the zone just yet for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They'll move it ahead right here. Shot back in by Chernak into the Boston end of the ice as it's McAvoy reversing it back. Aspero clears it again. His 36th career game. He NHL debuted this season at age 26. Gord feeds it into the middle. Shot! Save by Swayman. The chance there for Pontus Lindholm to get, or Holmberg, to get him on the board, and instead a big save there by Swayman in the slot. 4-1, the Bruins lead it in the Stadium Series. We'll be back. Welcome you back, everybody, here inside the Raymond James Stadium tonight. 41 Fahrenheit right now, the temperature. Coldest was 29 in Columbus last year. The Detroit Red Wings and the Blue Jackets. It is a cold day for the Tampa people here in Florida. They had the Winter Classic here for the Florida Panthers in Miami. Shot from the blue line, stopped there. Tampa Bay trying to get back in the game here as they desperately are trying to get a goal to change the ice here. Kucherov will shoot it back in as Gensel will try to pursue for it. Boston looking to clear it. They cannot. Turnover. Shot save made. Loose puck at the side of the cage. It was there in front. Kucherov in the corner. Kucherov the shot. Down low. Loose puck on the side of the cage still. Poked up in the air. And Boston kicks it out to center. Geekie. And now a 3-on-1. Pasternak with the puck. Pasternak across. Geekie the shot. He scores! Morgan Geekie makes it 5-1 Boston. And it's getting out of the control for the Boston Bruins. That's Geekie's second of the game. Oh, wow. So the clearance there by the Bruins. The defense again gets caught for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Cross eyes, the pass by Pasternak. And a great clear here by Baliva. Hustadinov kicked it ahead. And, wow. Great pass here by Pasternak. Faked him. He tricked Vasilevsky and looking at him, thinking he was going to take the shot. He did not. He passed it across for Geekie for an open net and a 5-1 lead for the Bruins here in Raymond James Stadium. And a shocked crowd here. Obviously, the Tampa fans all expecting a great game. And right now, Boston's cruising against them right now. Cutting to the net. Save. Rebound. Kastelik almost made it 6 right there. Second goal of tonight. 14th career multi-goal game for Morgan Geekie. Lohrei ahead now into the middle. Lohrei trying to get it back. Dominic James back in as a hand pass, I believe, with 11:07 to go here in the second period. So approaching the halfway point of the middle frame here in Tampa, Florida, and a 5-1 lead here for the Bruins. Morgan Geekie with his second of the game. and he has given the Bruins a 5-1 lead. Great pass here by Pastrnak, a great play. And the Bruins cruising by the Lightning. 5 unanswered goals by the Boston Bruins after trailing 1-0 11 seconds in. Dominic James will stretch it ahead. It will be an icing. No, there's a penalty upcoming here. I think this will go against Boston. And so Tampa will go to the power play in a much-needed chance here for them to try to get on the board. Morgan Geekie, goals by team, 3 seasons. 82 with the Bruins, 16 with the Kraken in 2 seasons. Hurricanes, 6 goals. He's had his best performance here with the Boston Bruins. McAvoy's going to go to the box here. I think Charlie McAvoy picks up the penalty here. And he roughs up Gergensons. They cross-check. Tampa trying to respond here on this power play. This is a perfect opportunity to get back in the game. Kaslik, Lindholm, Husadinov, Zadorov, the penalty killers, Hagel, Kucherov, Gensel, Radish, and Bjorkstrand out there on this power play unit. Tampa needs to score here. It seems like a must. They have to score here if they want to get back in the game, because this is something they need going right now. 14th ranked power play, 21.3% effectiveness. They only had 5 seconds of the power play, like the Bruins did earlier on in the game. They need this power play goal if they can get it right now. They need this power play to convert for them to get back in the game, to stop the bleeding at least. Radish could not hold it in off the draw and play down the length of the ice. Vasilevsky letting up 5, but I mean, perfect setups by the Bruins all night. Maybe this is a turning point if the Lightning are to get back in the game. Hagel off the drop pass by Radish. Hagel will carry it ahead with some speed. Gensel along the boards, forced out by Kaslik. Kaslik trying to go shorthanded. Gensel throws a check there on Kaslik, and Radish will recover the puck here for the Lightning. Radish, a drop pass from Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov splits in. Kucherov will get his own pass into the middle. Gensel off the deflected pass there by Hagel. Gensel now to Kucherov. Kucherov plays it across for Hagel, who holds it in. Kucherov along the boards into the circle. Radish back for Kucherov. They play give and go. Gensel with the puck, patiently having the puck there as it's Kucherov again with a minute left to go on the power play. Kucherov lost the handle. Kucherov trying to hold it in, he will. Radish lost it. Zadorov looking to clear it, he couldn't. Here's Gensel. Pass it down low, and Hagel deflected it wide on the backdoor feed. Gensel back for Kucherov. Kucherov delays. Gensel, the shot, save, rebound was loose. Side of the crease, they score! Tampa's on the board, and Kaslik starts fighting after the goal, and it's 5-2. Zadorov fighting Lightning in the corner. 9:32 to go, and Tampa's on the board. What is happening? Will Kaslik go to the box here? That's the question. He will go to the box. And will Tampa go back to the power play? Bjorkstrand gets the goal on the rebound. 5-2, a power play goal for the Lightning. Gensel, it was sitting there for, saw it 5 seconds in front of the crease, and Kaslik just went at it with Gensel, and everyone got together, and I think Kaslik gets the only penalty here. Zadorov jumped in too. Wow. And I think he's going.
Real good pass.
Wow. 2 minutes for roughing, and Tampa will go back to the power play to make it a 2-goal game. Let's see if they can get this. Oh, this could be the real turning point right here if Tampa scores another one. Oh, wow. 9:32 to go. Tampa just scored a power play goal. Bjorkstrand with a goal, his 8th of the season. 16 assists for him in the season. That's 24 points. Tampa will go to the power play when we return with 9:32 to go in the second period. Maybe this turns out to be a competitive game again here in the Stadium Series. We will be right back. We welcome you back, everybody, and a competitive game potentially of the Tampa Bay Lightning can score on this power play. As now they're within 3 as Bjorkstrand got it on the rebound as the puck was sitting there. Kaslik takes the penalty here for roughing, I think. That's what they called. And so Tampa will go back to the power play here to try to make this a 2-goal game and get back in the game. This is a huge, huge opportunity again. Most penalty minutes this season by the Bruins players. Nikita Zadorov, 121. Kaslik, 108. That's actually in the NHL overall. So 2 Bruins on that top of the list for the most penalized. Power play goals allowed in 6 of the last 7 games for the Bruins penalty kill. And a power play upcoming here for the Lightning. This faceoff will take place at center ice. So Tampa with a huge opportunity here if they can score again on the power play. Kucherov, now Radish. This could be interesting. 8th of the season by Bjorkstrand, 7 power play goals, a second on the team. So only 1 on 5-on-5 for Oliver Bjorkstrand. Held in at the point by Radish. Fed it down low for Gensel. Gensel in the corner. Kucherov reverses it back to the point. Radish to Kucherov. Kucherov delays. Down low for Gensel. Gensel back for Kucherov. The shot! Blocked on the way through. Gensel back for Kucherov along the boards. Kucherov in the high slot. Slaps one. Saves Swayman. And everyone gets together and Swayman throws punches. Look at him go. He's fighting. Oh, Jeremy Swayman, and now we have a goalie fight. Vasilevsky and Swayman drop the gloves. It's a goalie fight. Swayman and Vasilevsky are about a goalie fight right now. Vasilevsky trying to throw a punch. He has him by the collar, and Swayman. Vasilevsky throwing 2 rights. Here they go. A goalie fight in the Stadium Series. Can you believe it? What did we just see right now? Jeremy Swayman and Andrei Vasilevsky just fought in the Stadium Series. That's unbelievable. That is insane. A goalie fight in the outdoor game. That's unbelievable. Jeremy Swayman was mad at Hagel for keeping the whacking in that puck, and he threw punches right away, and Vasilevsky was having none of that. He went across the ice, and I can't believe it. We just saw a goalie fight in the Stadium Series. What did we just see? Jeremy Swayman was mad. He got through. He had a stick stuck in his pads, and he said, whatever, I'm dropping the gloves and the helmet. And I don't know what the penalties are going to be here. A goalie fight in the in the Stadium Series. What in the world did we just see? That's hockey, baby. That's wow. Vasilevsky smiling after that. That is I don't know what the turning point could be in that one. So a little bit of delay here as Andrei Vasilevsky and Jeremy Swayman just fought in a goalie fight. I don't know what is happening in the Stadium Series, but it's delivered so far. That's unbelievable. Can you believe it? A goalie fight in the Stadium Series. That's the first. It has to be the first in an outdoor game. The first goalie fight. That has to be. I can't believe what we just saw. Vasilevsky got some good punches in. 3. Oh, that's what took down Swayman, I think. Swayman laughing and chuckling after that. Wow. What did we just see? Still, I think, a power player for Tampa. Wow. That's unbelievable. That's insane. That fires up both the benches. Pasternak laughing and enjoying this goalie fight Swayman had against Andrei Vasilevsky. That's unbelievable. I've never seen a goalie fight live. First career fight for Jeremy Swayman. That's if also for Vasilevsky as well. Those are so rare to see in the National Hockey League, and we just saw one right now. That's unbelievable. And an outdoor game, too. These fans got their money's worth already. Even if the team loses, you got to see a goalie fight. Wow. And now chattering here on the bench, John Cooper trying to get the word here from the referee, John McIsaac, on what the calls are. Pierre Lambert, the other referee tonight. The linespersons, Julian Fournier and Kyle Flemington. McAvoy in the box. There's 3 Boston players in the box. I don't know what the calls will be here. They're getting this sorted out right now. Most fighting majors in the National Hockey League, Tampa and Boston. The other one's Calgary. Bjorkstrand's going to the box. Hagel's in the box now. I think it's still going to... Hagel's confused here. I don't know what the calls are going to... I think we're still getting the Tampa Bay power play. Do you think Boston will get more than 6 points? Maybe. But this game's starting to get intense now. Goalie fight just happened. Boston will still be on the penalty kill. So 2... Tampa Bay players out, Bjorkstrand and Hagel in the box. So this is, it's actually going to be 4-on-4 now as they change it. So no power play. So the power play removed here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was a long time to wait for that call. Radish will drop it off here into the middle. As here's Nick Paul carrying it ahead for Gensel. Paul into the corner. See how that turns this game around. A turnover here. Back up top to the point for Radish. Radish from the blue line, dropped it down low, back for Radish again. One-time pass for Gensel, back for Kucherov. The shot deflected, save Swayman, and clears it down the length of the ice. It's actually 4-on-4, I'm not sure. And a drop pass here by Radish. Paul, ahead now, Kucherov. It's actually going to be, it is a power play for Boston, or for Tampa. Wasn't 4-on-4. Fraser Minton the other way, and he'll dump it back in. That is just unbelievable what we just saw right now. I still can't believe we just saw a goalie fight in the stadium series. That's unbelievable. Kucherov will move it ahead. Kucherov through center. Radish dumps it in deep. Played along the wall and cleared again there by Aspero. Vasilevsky plays it to Radish, dropping it off here for Gensel. Gensel will move it ahead. Gensel will shoot it back in from the blue line. Playing it along the boards as James couldn't get it. Peak behind the net. Peak tied up along the boards behind the Boston cage. And Janot clears it as the power play expires here for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and an icing here on Boston, so they can't get a change. 5-2 Bruins, and failed opportunity there on the man advantage there for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Trying to get back in the game, and they could not. See if they can get back in this game, if they can win the faceoff, maybe tire the Bruins out, and maybe get it a 2-goal game. 5-2 the Bruins lead in this game. 7:22 to go in the second period. Stadium Series 2026. We welcome you in, everybody. Glad to have you with us here. As Max, glad to be bringing you this game. As what did we just see? A goalie fight, if he just missed. A 5-2 lead for the Bruins. And a little bit delay here on the faceoff. I wonder why. I think the time might have been wrong there. Back to 5-on-5 right now, though. Don't know what is happening right now. It's 5-on-5. See if Tampa can take advantage and win a faceoff here. Kaslik trying to win the draw instead in his own zone. I don't know what we just saw, but we just saw a goalie fight. It's just unbelievable. Still conversations here. Marco Sturm and Steve Spott with John McIsaac. Tie up in the face-off dot. One here by the Lightning. Hedman, a shot blocked on the way through. Big block out in front by one of the Bruins in front, and Kaslik will move it ahead, leading the charge. Kaslik driving to the net. Kaslik to the net. Shot. Oh, behind Vasilevsky. It did not go in. Almost made it 6-2. Hedman deflects that one in. How big will that be in the game later on? Turnover behind the net by Swayman. Tied up along the boards in the corner with less than 7 to go. Here in the second period, a 5-2 Boston lead. Lindholm will move it ahead here for Pastrnak, has a cutter, and that one for Geeky out of the reach. Thank you, Living Thing 280, for the compliment. Thank you so much. Played along the boards, with 6:40 left to go here in the second period. Share with all your friends what we're doing here on the MHS Network. We'll have all coverage in the NHL, shot wide of the net. Hustadinov also have Olympics too. Lohrei playing it along the boards as Geeky played it behind the net. Now here for Pastrnak. Wraparound attempt, save. Rebound shot, save. Vasilevsky. And it gets pushy again. Will we see another fight here? Moser now throwing some punches on Geeky. Oh, and Gord with Lohrei tied up. The referees and linesmen just want to break this up immediately. They just saw a goalie fight. They saw it go out of control. They do not want another one happening here. Another fight, at least. .6:23 left to go here in the second period. In a 5-2 deficit here for the Tampa Bay Lightning here inside the Raymond James Stadium. More than 60,000 here. And they haven't seen their home team have a lead in a while here since the first period. Boston had 5 unanswered goals until Tampa scored on the power play with Oliver Bjorkstrand's 8th the season, 7th on the power play. And made it a 5-2 game, and maybe Tampa can swing things around. Shots are 28-18. The shots favoring the Boston Bruins. Hustadinov in the face-off dot against Gensel in the Tampa Bay zone. Off the draw, one here by Hustadinov. Zadorov across. Between the legs pass. I couldn't connect there for Arvidson. Carlisle will play it back around as it's Crozier moving it ahead. Tampa needs to score maybe one here before going into the third period to try to make this a tighter game. They got him Cutter in front. Crozier! Save made! Swayman! Kucherov along the boards. Kucherov looks to center. Up in the air. Swayman, delay a game! That should be a delay a game penalty, and it is. Swayman bats it out of the air and sends it out to play. And Tampa will go back to the man advantage. A delay a game by Swayman. A goalie fight. We'll be back. Tampa to the man advantage. Welcome you back, everybody, to the Raymond James Stadium inside of the Tampa, Florida, and Tampa power play coming up here. We just saw a spike in viewership on the live streaming. I don't think I have to even explain myself on why. A goalie fight just happened moments ago. First career fights for Vasilevsky and Jeremy Swayman. This occurred moments ago, and Tampa will go back to the power play to try to make it a 2-goal game. Hagel, Gord, Kucherov, Gensel, and Radish. On this power play, another man advantage opportunity. 1 for 3 on the night. Tampa Bay, they need to score here to try to make it a 2-goal game. This is a huge opportunity again. Off the draw, one here. Radish from the blue line. Radish to Kucherov along the boards, feeding it down onto the goal line. Gensel. Kucherov holds on to it. Radish. Kucherov the shot! And a save made. Swayman on a one-timer bid. 87-mile-per-hour shot right there by Kucherov. 5-2. Still a Bruins 3-goal lead. 5:46 to go, and a insane goalie fight. We'll go over that in the intermission. A lot of things to go over in the intermission. Maybe Tampa will get back in this game. That looked like a trip, and it's going to be a 5-on-3 advantage for Tampa. Oh, man. A 2-man advantage for 1 minute and 48 seconds.
Boston penalty number 84, 2 minutes for interference.
Oh, wow. A parade to the penalty box for both teams. And Tampa will get a 2-man advantage as Jeannot trips up Gensel. And so, Tanner Jeannot actually is interference, that's what they call. And so a 2-man advantage here for the Tampa Bay Lightning to try to make this a 1-goal game. And if they can score on this 2-man advantage and make it quick, they still have a regular power play. And try to make it a 1-goal game. Playing it along the boards, Hagel. 5-on-3 advantage for the Lightning. Radish from the blue line. Radish to Kucherov. Gensel at the goal line. Back for Kucherov again. Radish plays it to Hagel. Hagel delays. Hagel to Radish. Kucherov. They continue the pass here on the perimeter. Radish down low. Gensel couldn't put it in from the side of the cage. Hagel now delays. Back for Radish at the blue line. Back for Hagel. Waits. Kucherov the shot. And it goes wide. Marina got a piece of it. Swayman. Hagel again. Kucherov in the skates. Radish a shot. Save. Kucherov across. That got blocked away. Radish back for Kucherov. Down low. Gensel. Gensel to Lane. Kucherov. Back for Gensel. The shot. Save. Swayman. Loose puck on the side of the crease. Covered up by Swayman. Oh, that puck was loose for a second. And it gets pushy in front of the net again. A minute left to go on the 2-man advantage here for Tampa Bay with less than 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Wow. This is the chance right here. Hagel had a rebound and Corrali saved the goal right there. He ties up Hagel's stick. Open net for Hagel. It was sitting there for a second before Swayman covered it up. That would have been 5-3. What a play there by Sean Corrali to save a goal, basically, there for the Bruins. What a game we've had, or at least the second period has been very entertaining. We welcome all of you that are tuning in with us here on the MHS Network. We'll have our intermission report coming up next. After this chaotic second period ends, we don't want it to end either. A lot of whistles, a lot of delays, but we've had a fun time here in this middle frame. Kucherov, 56 assists this season, second ranked in the National Hockey League. 5-on-3 advantage for Tampa. Radish, Kucherov, one-timer over the net, and it rams out of play. And the face-off will stay inside the Boston zone with 53 seconds remaining here on the 2-man advantage here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Off the draw, one here, high slot shot, save made. Swayman on Hagel. Big hit along the boards by McAvoy on Hagel. Gensel rimmed it all the way around. Kucherov will get it along the near boards. Kucherov delays. Down low, Gensel. Gensel back for Kucherov. The shot, save, Swayman. Gensel back for Kucherov. 30 seconds to go on the 2-man advantage. Kucherov across. One-timer, save made. Swayman again. And Hagel's stick got slashed out of his hands. Oh, and almost took a punch there at McAvoy. Ooh. This is getting real heated real quick. Kucherov, this might have actually been blocked. It was by McAvoy. Great block there on the knee. And this Radish one opportunity on the one-timer right off the pad of Swayman. Swayman coming up big here on this penalty kill here for the Bruins. Tampa trying to score on this 2-man advantage. They need it. Another slash stick, so Hagel has to go back to the bench for a new one. Radish getting tied up. One of the Bruins players on the puck right now. That's a hand pass. And will that be another penalty? It is. I think will be another penalty on the Bruins. Oh, he put his hand on over the puck. Oh, McAvoy is yelling at the referee.
It's a penalty number 52. 2 minutes for closing the hand on the puck.
And another power play. You've got to be kidding me. Boston is literally trying to give this game away. What the heck? McAvoy covers the puck. Or pardon me, that's Corrali. He covers the puck. What is he doing? He covers the puck with his glove and moves it with his hand. What is he doing? If you're the Boston Bruins, what is the Boston Bruins doing right now? They're playing not great hockey, and if Tampa doesn't, closing hand on puck penalty on Sean Corrali. There's 4 players in the penalty box for Boston. What are they doing? They are not playing smart hockey here. Taking penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty right now. And they're literally giving Tampa a chance to be back in this game. What are they doing? These are not smart plays by the Boston Bruins. Radish to Kucherov, 5-on-3, Kucherov. Back up top, Radish, a shot, he scores! It's 5-3, Radish, a 96-mile-per-hour shot, makes it a 2-goal game. What a shot by Radish right there. Darren Radish with his 16th of the season makes it 5-3 on a power play goal on a 5-on-3, and it's back to a 2-goal game. It's still going to be a power play here for Tampa, and it's still going to be a 5-on-3 advantage. So Tampa really having a great opportunity here. They were trying to make this a 1-goal game. Kucherov back in. Kucherov dropped it for Radish. Trying to strike again. Gensel. Kucherov. Across. Hagel. Drop pass. Radish. Kucherov again faked the shot. Kucherov again. Kucherov. Radish back to Kucherov. Down low. Gensel. Gensel in front. Score! Score! It's a 1-goal game! Can you believe it? It was 5-1. Now it's 5-4. Two quick goals by the Lightning on the power play on 5-on-3s. And Nick Paul gets the deflection in front and makes it a 1-goal game. And it's 5-4. Wow. A 5-1 deficit now to 5-4 and still a power play for the Lightning. Oh, wow. Back to 5-on-4 power play. 6th of the season for Nick Paul. First on the power play. Now Tampa Bay looking to tie it. Can they do it? Drop pass for Hagel. Hagel will move it ahead. Gensel. Gensel broke it up by Kaslik. Kaslik tried to go in short-handed. He couldn't. Radish. Kucherov now. Kucherov will move it ahead. 2 5-on-3 power play goals, and Tampa Bay looking to tie it here on the 5-on-4 power play. Radish to Kucherov, 1:05 to go. Kucherov, Radish, a shot over the net. Gensel behind the net, plays it to Kucherov along the boards. Kucherov down low for Gensel. Back for Kucherov. Kucherov, the shot, blocked away by Swayman. Hagel played it along to the corner. Gensel, Kucherov plays it. Radish, a shot, blocked it the way through by Kaslik. Can't clear it, now it does. Oh, wow. Paul. Kucherov. Back for Paul again. Scored the latest goal for the Lightning. Nick Paul to Kucherov. Trying to pass it, couldn't. Held in by Radish. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Radish holds it in. Hagel. Back for Radish. Settles the pass down. Kucherov. Kucherov down low. Gensel. Gensel. Back for Kucherov. Kucherov delays. Back for Gensel in the circle. Gensel back for Kucherov once again. The shot blocked on the way through by Kucherov. Kucherov again. Lindholm blocked that Kucherov shot. Power play with 7 seconds remaining. Hagel waits. Drags. Slows it down. Hagel again. Delane pressured by Janot. Kucherov a chance. Down low. Gensel in front, blocked away. Kucherov trying to hold it in. Power play's over for Tampa Bay. And cleared out of the zone by the Bruins. They kill off that penalty, a crucial one, but it's now a 5-4 game. Back ahead, Hustadinov. Hustadinov dropped it into the middle. Pastrnak couldn't get the shot away. What is happening here in the second period? Up high, a chance shot, blocked it away through. Another shot wide of the net. Peak with the opportunity. Zadorov a shot wide of the net. Hustadinov now. Hustadinov back up top of the point. Peak holds it in. That's offside. No, it was not held in. 1:35 to go. What is this second period right now? It was 5-1 Bruins. And now, all of a sudden, it is now a one-goal game here in the Stadium Series. Nick Paul, the deflection in front, a great pass there by Gensel. 2 5-on-3 power play goals, and the Lightning within one. Lightning strikes twice on the 5-on-3 for the Lightning. Wow, 9 goals tonight. An outdoor high was in 2024, the Islanders and the Rangers. A 6-5 overtime win for the Rangers. This is going to be an icing here on Tampa. 1:29 to go. So when you thought the game was going to be over, hold on, stay in your seats. It's 5-4. With 1:29 to go here in the middle frame. It is unbelievable what we've just seen here in this Stadium Series. And all of a sudden, this has turned into a game again. It is unbelievable what we've just seen here. It is crazy. Our intermission report coming up next year on the NHL and MHS as 1:29 remain here in this second period. 20 shots here for the Lightning, though. 9 for the Bruins. So what the Bruins did in the first period, the Lightning are doing to them in the second period. And now, Lightning looking to tie it right now. 29-28, the shots favoring the Boston Bruins still. Swayman plays it around the boards. Tampa Bay looking to tie it. That looked like it should have been another penalty there on Boston. They get away with that one. McDonough played it around the boards and held in by Chernak. Patras gave it away. Gergenson's along the boards in the corner. Gergenson's with a minute left to go in the second period. Looking to tie the game at 5. Playing it along the boards. Zadorov now will move it ahead for Pastrnak. Pastrnak can't clear it. Behind the net now is Gord. Gord looking for a centering pass. Gord on the backhand. Gord leaves it. Down low in front shot. What a save, Swayman! On Gonsalves, who was looking to tie the game at 5. With 42.2 to go. Wow. There was Holmberg, actually. Pardon me, that was Holmberg. That was not Gonsalves. Holmberg with the opportunity. Pardon me, everybody. Holmberg with a great chance. And a big save there by Swayman. And Holmberg looks up to the skies and thinking, how did I not score that? To tie the game at 5. Off the draw, won by the Bruins. And Lindholm uses a glass to clear it. A 5-1 deficit now to a 1-goal deficit with 5-4 now. Tampa with the last 3 goals of the game. We'll have a lot to talk about in an intermission report. A goalie fight. A lot of goals here in the second period. Maybe one more if Tampa can tie it here in the last 20. Played along the boards. They hold it in. Playing it behind the net now. James looks to center one. Blocked away. James gets it back to the point. Long shot. Wide of the net. They're looking to tie it here. That deflected off his stick. Boston looking to clear it. James tried to hold it in. 4 seconds to go. That's going to be an icing here with 3.3. They might add some time left on the clock. And one last face-off in the second period will be in the Boston zone. Oh, boy. Here we go. Can Tampa tie it in the most dramatic way possible? A buzzer beater. That's what's missing in the game, a buzzer beater. A goalie fight. 5-on-3's aplenty. We'll see if we can get a buzzer beater here. Nick Paul in the face-off against Fraser Min. Paul. They don't add any time back at the clock. Kucherov with 3 assists in the game, 5 shots. Face-off won by Nick Paul from the boards. A shot gloved away by Swayman. And that'll do it for the second period of the Stadium Series. What a chaotic middle frame. We have a lot to talk about in our intermission report that is coming up next here on the NHL on MHS. 5-4 now. The Bruins still leading, but it was 5-1. Tampa trying to tie it in the third. We'll be back, everybody. And we're welcoming you back, everybody, to our intermission report. A crazy second period that was. It was 5-1 Bruins, but now Tampa has come back to make it a 5-4 game here in the Stadium Series. Let's go over the stats on that second period wildness. Whatever that was, it was insane to watch. And a goalie fight. Shots were 30-29 in favor of the Lightning. Tampa got 22 shots in that second period. Boston with only 9. And let's go over the scoring now, obviously. Let's go over Patra's goal that made it 4-1. It was 3-1 when we entered this period. But a nice play here by Kaslik, dumping it in, using the boards to pass into himself. Great pass into the middle. Patra's a backhander. 2:22 in. Made it 4-1 Boston. And a great shot there. Then 6 minutes later or so, a block in front and a nice play there by Hustadinov to force it out, and a 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Pastrnak from the boards faked the shot, passed it across to Geeky with an open net, his second of the game, and he's made it 5-1 Boston. But hold on, a fight afterwards happened in the goalie fight. We can't show it obviously through the copyright, but an insane one. I'll see if I can pull up my call to that one to show how emotional that was. But Tampa got a power play out of this, and Kucherov, great play here. Kaslik took a penalty right after this play, too. It was sitting in that crease for a long time. Rebound, Bjorkstrand, 8th of the season power play goal. Hagel and Gensel with the assists at 10:28 made it 5-2. 15:50, another power play opportunity. It was a parade of the penalty box for the Boston Bruins. A face-off win. Kucherov passing it back here for Radish, who unleashed a bombing shot here. Past Swayman, his 16th of the season. Power play goal. Kucherov his 57th assist. Hagel his 26th, and it's 5-3. Another power play. This is another 5-on-3. The other one was a 5-on-3 too. Radish to Kucherov. Gensel found a man open in front of the crease and tipped home by Nick Paul, his 6th of the season, and a 5-1 deficit, now 5-4. Gensel and Kucherov with the assists on that goal. Kucherov now has 3 points on the night, 3 assists. Pastrnak tonight only has 1. And, look at this. This is a lot of scoring, isn't it? Geeky with a 3-point game. It is utter insanity what we just saw. Look at all these penalties that were taken right here. This is insane. That's not normal for a hockey game, but that second period was one of the most entertaining we've watched here and commentated here on the NHL and MHS, and now it's a 1-goal game here at the Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa Bay, and it's unbelievable what we've just saw here. Man, it's just, wow. Tampa looking to tie it here in the third period. We'll be right back, and we'll give you the call on what happened with that goalie fight. We'll be back, everybody, with the intermission report. Continuing after this. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome you back, everybody, to the Stadium Series coverage and the Intermission report. Let's go over what happened there in that second period because a lot happened there, and those are all the penalties. Vasilevsky and Swayman fought each other. And look at all those goals. Patres, his first of the season, a backhander. Geeky, his second of the game as well. And Bjorkstrand, Radish, and Paul, all on the power play. Two of them are 5-on-3 power plays and one a regular 5-on-4. And it's a 1-goal game here in the Stadium Series. A chaotic second period that would never end until it did. This third period is going to be real disappointing on what we've seen in the second period. An incredible game, and hopefully it continues on with this pace and momentum. It is just insane. For Boston, they got to stop taking penalties because they are costing themselves right now because they have taken way too many penalties right now. Look at this. They took 4 straight penalties, or 3 straight penalties right there. It's just been a chaotic game. Boston has to stay out of the box to try to just ensure to just not get another power play goal for Tampa. Tampa trying to make the comeback from 5-1 down to make it 5-5 and see what the game goes. We'll see. 5-4. Bruins leading it. We'll be back, everybody, with more of the Intermission report. And coming up next is the scores around the National Hockey League. We'll be back, everybody. And welcome you back, everybody, to the Intermission Report. A 5-4 Boston lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning. A crazy second period we just saw. Let's go over the stats from that. 6 power play opportunities for Tampa. They've scored on half of their opportunities. 2 of them were 5-on-3 goals. One of them was a regular 5-on-4. Now the faceoff's favoring the Lightning 60% now. This game has gone away from Boston. They need some momentum going back on their side. For Tampa, they're looking to tie this game, keep this competitive right now. Let's go over the other scores around the National Hockey League. Only 3 games tonight. This one, the second tonight, and the third one will be in around 9 minutes or so with the Golden Knights and the Ducks. Kings Hurricanes, overtime winner by Sebastian Aho to win the game in the extra session, and gets the win as they were out shooting the Kings 34-13. And yeah, that I bet you that there wasn't a goalie fight in that one. If you want to see the call on all the calls, they will be posted later on the YouTube and on the TikTok. On my TikTok, let me give you the TikTok username. The TikTok username is XMorales192. So if you find me on there, Max Morales, it'll be on my TikTok. I'll link it in the live chat so you can check it out. We'll have those calls all posted on there after the game or during the game. I was editing the goalie fight call right now, and a crazy game right now. Boston trying to lock it down and hold on for dear life. Tampa trying to come back in this Stadium Series, hosting their first outdoor game ever. We'll be back again, and we'll give one more segment of the Intermission Report, and then the third period coming up next. Welcome you back, everybody, for the third period of the Stadium Series. It looked like it was over, but Tampa's responded with 3 straight goals to make it a 5-4 game. This should be an interesting finish to this outdoor game. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on this 2026 Stadium Series coverage on the NHL and MHS. A crazy outdoor game. We've seen it all, basically. A goalie fight. A lot of goals, 9 combined here. And the third period about to be underway as the Lightning trying to come back, trailing 4 goals. And now are back in the game in 5-4. Unbelievable. 5-2 in the second period. 5-on-3. Gensel feeds it into the middle. Or this was the 5-2 goal. Bjorkstrand got that goal on the rebound. 5-on-3. Radish. What a shot. Blast that one home. Kucherov again. Kucherov with 3 assists in that second period. Gensel to Paul. 5-4. 1-goal game. Insanity in Tampa as the players are back on the ice and are back in goalie and penalty minutes. Second goalie fight this season. Crazy. We saw one with Bobrovsky and Nedeljkovic earlier on with the Panthers and the San Jose Sharks like a month ago, I think, or 2. Swayman trying to keep the fort down as his 5-1 lead. He lets up 3 in that second period. It is now a 5-4 game and a chance for Tampa to come back from trailing 4 goals down to try to take it tied at 5. We're underway here in the third period. Stick got slashed right off the draw. Gensel, no penalty there. It's slashed around the boards. Radish, we got one of the goals on that trying to make the comeback here. Arvidson off the turnover by the Lightning. Arvidson the shot from distance, glove down by Vasilevsky. 16 seconds into the third period, and Radish gets together with, I believe, Hustadinov. Jeremy Swayman in the second period faced 22 shots, 9 penalty minutes, and he allowed 3 goals. That's unbelievable what we just saw in that second period. As we previously mentioned, it is just utter chaos of what we saw. It's unbelievable what we just saw in that second period. And glad you're tuned in with us here and listening to what is happening here in this 2026 version of the Stadium Series. Arvidson feeds it back to the point, shoved into the corner. As it's played back, as Hagel flips it out to center. Nick Paul will shoot it back in. Shots are even at 30 here in the game. In a 5-4 contest now. It's the Lightning have struck 3 times in the second period to make it a 1-goal game here in the Stadium Series. They're hosting their first outdoor game ever. Fraser Minton will dump it back in. Vasilevsky plays it into the corner. Mosier trying to get it out, couldn't. Mosier now with the puck. Bruins 26-0-2 and leading after the second period. They could be leading by a lot, but they're barely leading by 1, so I don't know if that makes much of a difference. 0 comeback wins from 4 goals down. The Tampa Bay Lightning in their history. Wouldn't that be a story to write here on their first outdoor game ever if they can get it here? Shot by Geeky wide of the net. Deflected out to center ice it goes. McDonough trying to pursue for it. Lindholm gets there first. Hustadinov, a turnover at the blue line and shot back in by the Lightning. Swayman out to play at Lohrei. Big hit along the boards by Gord and flipped out of the zone by the Bruins out to center ice. And Pasternak trying to get it. He fell down. As it's moved ahead, here's some speed. Gord in shot! It got wide of the net. McDonough plays it behind the net for Gord. Gord centered! Got through everybody. It's intended there for Holmberg. Played by Vasilevsky behind the net. 308th multi-point game for Nikita Kucherov. Tampa Bay record. He broke the tie with Stamkos. A turnover along the boards. Shot into the far corner by Tampa. Into the corner it goes, and it's played out to center by Patras. Will it be an icing? Yes, it will be. On the Boston Bruins. 2 minutes and 4 seconds into the third period. Wow. In an incredible game we've seen here. The Lightning and the Bruins in this one has not disappointed here in the Stadium Series, and we're glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS. Tampa has less than 18 minutes to go to try to tie this game at 5. Can we see overtime? That's the one thing that's missing. We need some overtime, wouldn't you think? Faceoff could not be won there by Dominic James. Zadorov uses the boards to clear it out to center ice. Intercepted there by Carlisle, and he'll force it back in. Patras played it back for Zadorov. Now for Andrew Peak, who'll flip it ahead. Knocked down in front and shot back in from center ice by Patras. Vasilevsky played it for Carlisle behind the net. Important points in the Atlantic Division, as Boston at 67 could tie up with Montreal. Tampa only 2 points ahead of Detroit, as they're first in the Atlantic. Played along the boards. Tampa Bay 16-1-1 since December 20th. Trying to get their 17th win. Centering pass could not go as Hedman will move it ahead. Dominic James across ice for Kucherov. Trying to get 4 assists on the night. Kucherov along the boards. Kucherov lost it. Held in at the point by Gensel. Hagel got spinned around there by McAvoy. Will that be a penalty? I don't think it is. Is it? I don't think it was. He thought it was a penalty. That stretch pass ahead. That could not connect there as Janot playing it along the boards. Moved ahead here by Arvidson. Arvidson shoots it back in from center. Played along the boards. Knocked down Arvidson. Tries to center one. That did not go. Middlestad along the boards. Min trying to get it. Gord now will pick it up for the Lightning along the boards in front of the bench. And Tampa can't clear it again. Getting pressured back was Holmberg, who will play it back for Radish in the corner and will flip it out to center ice. Trying to shoot that one in. He gets it right back. That's onside, they say. And it's Middlestad reversing back, getting pressured by the Lightning, and he was able to clear it. Nice play there. Fraser Min back in. Min got it poke checked there from behind. Holmberg will move it ahead now. Holmberg through center. Holmberg dropped it. Here's a chance here down low. Holmberg tries to center one. Shot! Save Swayman with the shoulder. Icing on the Bruins. No, not. Never mind. I thought it was. It slowed down. Chernak. Pardon me, everybody. Chernak with the puck now. 4.5 has passed here in the third period. A 5-1 game turned into a 5-4 game. Goalie fights, everything here in this one. Dominic James along the boards. James trying to get it. Nick Paul trying to fish it free. Comes back for Bjorkstrand to the point. Crozier feeding it deep into the corner. Nick Paul, who got the last goal for the Lightning, trying to tie the game at 5. Paul on the backhand. Save made. Rebound Swayman. It's loose and it goes into the corner. Geeky clears it. Out to center for Pasternak. Pasternak back in onside. Pasternak gets through 2. Hustadinov forced off the puck by Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand the other way. Tampa going for a partial change as Bjorkstrand dumps it back in. Wide of Swayman. McAvoy now will move it ahead. Out to center. That was intercepted. There's a shot back in by Carlisle. Played it along the boards. Kucherov plays it back to the point. Crozier. Hagel. The shot! Right into the glove of Swayman. 14:27 to go in the third period. A 5-4 game. Tampa looking to tie it at 5. As Cirelli still out of the game as he got hit there with a shoulder by Kastelik. Had that might be another injury for the Lightning there, and I haven't seen him on the bench. I think he's not going to return. He will not return. That's what we got word of. He will not return to the game. So an important piece out of for the Tampa Bay Lightning in Cirelli. 15 goals, 20 assists, and 35 points this season for Anthony Cirelli. He's going to be out for the remainder of this one. Face-off one here. Crozier back to the point. Shot! Carlisle save from the blue line. Bjorkstrand now for Dominic James. Back for Bjorkstrand. Back up top of the point. Shot from the blue line. Blocked on the way through. Maybe a break the other way for Patras. But Vasilevsky tried to play it. It was not played into that trapezoid area, so he could not play that puck. Gonsalves couldn't clear it. Lohrei has it. Lohrei, stutter steps. Lohrei, the shot! Blocked on the way through. Lohrei again feeds it deep into the corner for Janot. Janot, Kastelik's there to try to help him out along the boards. Dominic James picks it up now for the Lightning, and he'll flip it to the blue line, not out. Lohrei held it in. Lohrei has a chance. Lohrei to the net. Wraparound attempt couldn't go as he was pressured from behind. Crozier got pressured by Hustadinov off the puck. Janot getting into that battle, and Carlisle now will move it ahead. 13.5 minutes to go. Big hit along the boards near the Tampa bench. As here is Hampus Lindholm with the puck. He'll look to stretch it ahead. Deflected back in by the Bruins. Geeky trying to pursue the puck. Geeky along the boards. Past it. As Hustadinov plays it back to the point for Peak. Rimmed all the way around. Radish couldn't get it. Pasternak along the boards. Pasternak now looks to center. That did not go for Hustadinov. Hustadinov lost it. Gord flips it out to center. 7 minutes have passed here in the third period. Tampa looking to tie it at 5 here in the Stadium Series. Played up in the air, and Gord lost it. And he dumps it back into the Boston end of the ice. This third period's passed by real quickly now compared to the second period. Yep. It is dumped back in as it's played into the corner. Hedman reverses that around for Kucherov out to center ice. It goes with some speed. Gensel. Poke checked away. Middlestad moves it ahead here for Arvidson. Arvidson one-on-one. Poke checked away there. Nicely. Hedman. That pass out of the reach of Gensel. He'll get it back now. Jake Gensel to Hedman. Victor Hedman drops it off for Chernak. Chernak with his puck in his own zone. Almost 8 minutes in the third period. Tampa Bay trying to need to pressure here. They got to pressure here quickly if they want to tie this game. It is Aspero moving it ahead here for Arvidson. Boston looking a little bit better defensively, keeping Tampa Bay out of their zone quickly. Tampa hasn't had much O-zone pressure compared to that second period. Fresh change for the Bruins as it's shot back in by Dominic James from the red line. We still haven't had a whistle here. Swayman around the boards. Hampus Lindholm as it's moved ahead here by Steves, who got the tying goal for the Bruins here in the game. Acimon driving to the net. Acimon on the outside. Acimon looks to center. Couldn't. Acimon a backhander wide of the net. Here's Hampus Lindholm now behind the net. Looks to center one. Corrali in front. Save! Rebound shot by Vasilevsky makes the save as well. Paid back to the point. Acimon. Shot deflects into the netting and out of play with 11:22 to go in the third period. 5-4 Bruins. Shots are 34-30, and they'll clean the ice. 11:22 to go. Tampa looking to tie it at 5. We'll be back. Welcome you back, everybody. Olympic notes, Olympic tournament, February 11th to 22. Trade freeze at February 4th to February 22nd. Teams cannot practice from February 6th to I believe the 16th or the 22nd. 7 Olympians for the Bruins and 10 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. That slap shot blocked on the way through. Tampa Bay has the most in the Olympics this year. As the NHL players back in the Olympics for the first time since 2014. McAvoy trying to play in it down low. That couldn't go. Held into the point. Played down low into the corner. Radish pressured from behind. Moser trying to get it. Turned it over instead. Hustadinov behind the net. Played it for Geeky in the corner. Lost it along the boards now and moved ahead here by the Lightning. Looking to tie the game at 5 as Gord dumps it in from the red line. Gord trying to use the body there as McAvoy. A nice job to move the puck ahead here. Aspero now playing it along the glass. Where's the puck? It goes out of play. 10:40 to go. A lot of goal scores in this one. 9 combined goals. But will there be a 10th? And who will be next? Because this game has had it all. 5 for Boston still. As this has been one of the best games we've seen in a pretty good amount of time. Best outdoor game we've seen, and it's still not over just yet. In a long time. Gensel trying to win the draw. He couldn't, as Minton won and instead played along the boards. Gensel trying to hold it in. He tried to. Forced out the center by Crozier. Arvidson the other way. Arvidson re-enters as he backhands that one into the corner. Vasilevsky directing traffic to that corner, and Kucherov will move it ahead. Gensel, cross ice. Carlisle on the rush. Carlisle looking to center one. Up in the air and gloved down by Swayman. It deflected off a Boston stick and a face-off inside the Bruins zone with 10:16 remaining here in the third period. 5-4. Bruins leading it as there's Jeremy Swayman. This has just been an odd and fun game to watch here in this one. And we're glad you're here listening to my commentating on this, and glad you tuned in with us. And still not over just yet, obviously. Face-off won here by the Bruins. That's an important draw here for the Boston Bruins. McAvoy will move it ahead. He'll rim it all the way around on the perimeter. Played into the corner. The 45th outdoor game. The 27th in the football stadium. And will the 45th deliver here tonight? It's already delivered in some aspects, but can we see more out of this incredible game that we've seen here in the Stadium Series? Chernak will move it ahead. Dominic James dumps that one into the corner for Hagel. Behind the net, Gonsalves trying to get it. Gonsalves with the puck now. Lost it. Hand pass. 9:40 to go here in the third period. As this has been crazy. And Golden Knights Ducks is happening after this game. And I don't think anyone's... It's a good matchup, but, I mean, this game has delivered in all aspects. This might be the game of the night, obviously, with the goalie fight and everything like that. 9:40 remaining. We will be right back in the third period of play. 5-4, Bruins lead. We'll be back. A wild finish is going to happen here at the Raymond James Stadium as the Tampa Bay Lightning trying to come back down from 4 goals to tie the game at 5 and potentially send this game into an overtime. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the Stadium Series. The Stanley Cup playoffs start on April 18th. Can't wait for the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs. Those are going to be good. A lot of teams that didn't make it last year might have the chance of making it this year. Boston, one of those teams, as Moser will shoot it back in from the blue line. 34-32, these shots favoring the Lightning. Up in the air, Pasternak trying to knock it down. Couldn't, as Radish gets it instead. Tampa Bay looking to tie the game at 5. Shot back in by Moser. He tried to, it was blocked away. And now it is Gord going back for the puck. Yanni Gord will dump that one back in as Zadorov will clear it immediately out to center. Peak will move it ahead, shooting it back in from the blue line. Got hit along the boards as Mosier will get it behind the net with 9 minutes to go in the third. Tampa Bay looking to tie the game at 5. Mosier now in his own zone. An incredible game and maybe an incredible finish to this one. James will move it ahead with some speed. James the shot and a save made Swayman as he gains speed on the entry with 8:46 remaining here in the third period. Lightning on top of the Atlantic Division with 30 games remaining. The Red Wings right behind them, 26 games remaining for the Red Wings. The Bruins, 67 points. They could hop ahead of the Sabres in the wild card positioning and tie with Montreal. But Montreal would still have that third spot in the Atlantic because they played one less game. 8:46 to go, third period. A 5-4 Bruins lead. Tampa looking to tie. Gensel off the draw shot, blocked in front of the net by Steves. Kucherov's opportunity. And now the Bruins re-enter. Shot from the boards. Deflected into the corner. And Hagel trying to get it free. Hagel now will have the puck into the middle. It goes for Gensel. Gensel across. Kucherov along the boards. Kucherov re-enters. Kucherov tries to drop it off to the point. He does. McDonough holds it in. McDonough dumps it in deep into the corner for Gensel. Gensel looks to center. Kucherov has it in the corner. Back up top to the point. McDonough from the blue line. Pass to Kucherov, a one-timer. He scores! Tie game! We are tied at 5 with 8:10 to go in the Stadium Series. Nikita Kucherov. What a shot. Nikita Kucherov from the circle. A one-timer. And Tampa has climbed all the way back from 5-1 down to tie it at 5, beating Swayman on the glove side. With 8:10 to go, we are tied 5-5. Wow. That is insane. Insane of what we just saw here. Hedman will shoot it back in. 28th goal of the season for Nikita Kucherov. That's his first ever in his career against Jeremy Swayman. And a huge one to tie it at 5. Shot back in by Tampa. A brand new hockey game here in the Stadium Series. Aspero, a big hit along the boards as Gonsalves got on the forecheck. Kucherov, a 4-point night, a goal and 3 assists. He has been a crucial part in why the Tampa Bay Lightning have had this game tied at 5. Unbelievable. 31 points in January, continues to beat here in February. Third career 30-point month. He is one of the best players in the National Hockey League, and it's shown here tonight. Carlisle reversing it back. Less than 7.5 to go in the third. 5-5. 0 comeback wins, down 4 goals. Trailed 5-1 in the game. Kucherov back in, poke checked away in Lightning franchise history. Patras clears it out to center. Radish back in his own zone for Mosier. Mosier will move it ahead. He'll drop it off for Radish into the middle. Kucherov. Kucherov carries it in. Would have been offside if Radish re-entered, so they have to re-enter again as Radish slaps that one wide in. It was blocked, actually. Radish will get it again. Less than 7 to go in the third. Kucherov just tied it here in the third period to tie it at 5. Brand new hockey game. Zadorov. Out to center it goes. Kastelik has a man cutting in the middle. And Janot lost it along the boards as Mosier gets hit there by Kastelik as he was able to dump the puck out to center. Holmberg beating pressure from behind. Hustadinov had a cutter. If Holmberg got it free, could not. Hustadinov now for Geekie. Geekie fires it into the far corner. Hustadinov tries to center one. That couldn't go. Pasternak now. Pasternak looking. Flips it across. Trying to get that to Hustadinov, and he couldn't get it. McDonough ahead now. Out of the reach of Holmberg. Lorai. Holmberg gets it again now. He'll reverse it back for McDonough. 6 minutes to go in the third period. 5-5 tie. Swayman into the corner. Some stick there is loose in that corner. The referee has to pick that up. Happens Lindholm the other way. He'll reverse it back here. Now the referee has a stick now. 86 points for Kucherov in the third ranked. Pasternak's shot was stopped on the chance. Vasilevsky with a big save there off the shoulder. as it's played along the boards as Gergensons flips it around. And reverse back, Paul pressured by Mitten, using the body though to get it out to center. Gord flips into the middle. Gergensons forced it ahead here. Nick Paul missed the puck though. Aspro got there. Mitten trying to get through. Up in the air it goes. It's held in. Arvidson into the air as James will move it ahead. Dominic James with some speed. 1-on-3. James a shot. Deflects into the netting and out of play with 5:07 remaining in the third period. Nikita Kucherov just tied it at 5. One-timer from the circle. Tampa's come all the way back from 5-1 down to tie it at 5. Who will win, though? We'll see. We'll be back, everybody. We welcome you back, everybody, to the Stadium Series 2026 5-5. It was 5-1 Bruins, but now it's a 5-5 tie. Kucherov just tied it moments ago with his 28th goal of the season. He leads, he's third in the NHL in points this season, and he's tied the game at 5 on a one-timer from the circle. Chaotic game, 5:07 remaining, 5-5 tie. The question is who's going to win this one, because I don't think anyone has momentum here in this one. Tampa scoring the last 4 goals. Has a cutter in front, Patras. Save made Vasilevsky on that chance. 4:59 remains here in the third. In a 5-5 tie, an electric game here tonight in Tampa, Florida. And what a way to host the Stadium Series for Tampa. An incredible game. 60,000 here tonight. It's more than 60,000 here tonight. And they've seen a treat of a game. Yeah, so it was 5-1 Bruins, but now it's a 5-5 tie. Unbelievable what we've seen. Gord and Hustadinov in the face-off dot. Inside the Tampa zone. Hustadinov tried to win the tie-up. Couldn't. As Radish is forced into the corner by Geeky. Moser will move it ahead. Holmberg will dump it back in. On the forecheck, Bjorkstrand got it. Gergensons. Gergensons now in the corner. Gord behind the net. Looks to center. Had a man. Shot Moser wide. And Radish plays it for Gord. Rimmed it all the way around. To the point, it's held in along the boards by Holmberg. Behind the net, Gord. Gord looking for a man in front. Gord still with the puck as he gets pressure from behind by Aspro. From the point, shot by Moser, blocked on the way through. Broke someone's stick. Gord along the boards, now Gergensons. Lost it along the boards by Hustadinov. Holmberg got his stick slashed out of his hands. I'm not going to call something that late in the game. And flipped out the center. That might have been a penalty, but they're not going to call anything chaotic here or controversial here in the last 4 minutes of regulation. Third period, 5-5. Moser ahead now for Gensel, deflects that one in. Goes behind the net now for Zadorov. Zadorov trying to clear it, held in. Pops free into the slot. Gensel going to get shot. Save made on McDonough by Swayman. And the other way come the Bruins as Arvidson lost the puck. Wow, what a stop by Jeremy Swayman, or else the Tampa Bay Lightning have a 6-5 lead. Zadorov ahead now. Arvidson flips it back into the far corner in the Tampa zone. Less than 3.5 to go in regulation. Playing it off the boards, and that will be no icing played by Swayman, so we continue on. Aspero behind his own cage. Now for McAvoy. Charlie McAvoy with the puck now. Will move it ahead cross ice for Patras. Out of the reach of Patras, who scored his first goal of the season today. As it's played along the boards here. Tie up in the near circle. Comes out in front, and Vasilevsky was there in front of the net, but never got a shot away. Patras gets it free from the boards. Trying to drop it off for Janot. Shot by McAvoy wide. With traffic in front. Patras in the corner. Crozier now will move it ahead. Bjorkstrand now will look to flip it up. And that pass was a little bit out of the reach of Dominic James with 2:39 to go, and he thought he beat the icing. He did not. He is arguing with the linesman there. And with 2:39 to go, the faceoff comes back into the Tampa Bay end. Wow. An incredible game and an incredible finish promised here, obviously, with a 5-5 tie and 2:39 remaining here in the third period. It's incredible what we've seen here tonight. And this is probably one of the highlights of the NHL season. At least in the regular season, one of the highlights, the Stadium Series. And it's delivered here tonight, and there's still more to come. Gord and Hustadinov on the face-off dot at center ice with 2:39 remaining. They have to reset the clock here. Pastrnak and Gord getting disrupted there on the outside of the circle. Face-off won by the Bruins, and Hustadinov and Lohrei will play it across for Hampus Lindholm. Dumped back in by Geekie. Played along the boards as Vasilevsky plays it for Moser behind the net. Less than 2.5 to go in the third period. Kucherov, a goal and 3 assists. 6 shots on goal for Kucherov as well in the game. Played behind the net. Gergenson's trying to get it. Forced back to the point. Long shot from the boards. Blocked on the way through. Bruins trying to move it ahead. Could have had a breakaway. Geekie! Oh, he did not handle the puck. He didn't know where the puck was. It was just stuck in his skates. Oh, wow. Back in Gergenson's. Dropped it off. Along the boards, Holmberg looks to center. Gergensen shot! Save made Swayman. Holmberg back up top of the point. Radish a shot through traffic, blocked on the way through. And a race for the puck here in Pastrnak and Radish. Radish gets there first. Almost 2 potential breakaways there for the Bruins, and Geekie and Pastrnak with opportunities potentially. Moser, both these teams probably won a point. It would be better if they get a regulation win, both of these teams, but point's so crucial. Kucherov trying to cut in. Kucherov gets taken down along the boards. Mitten now will clear it. Deflected, so no icing by the Bruins. Less than 90 to go in the third. McDonough now behind his own cage will stretch it ahead. Deflected back in by Tampa, so no icing. Swayman will play it behind his own cage, patiently waiting. And the Bruins will clear it down the length of the ice. No icing as McDonough got there. 70 seconds to go. Third period. 5-5 tie. Ryan McDonough carries it ahead. Will shoot it back in from the red line. Rimmed all the way around as it looked like a takedown there. They're not going to call anything late here in regulation. McAvoy, less than a minute to go. In the third period of the Stadium Series, tied at 5. Tampa coming from 5 down to tie this game at 5. It's unbelievable. It's deflected at center. Gord gets angled off as Kasich will move it ahead for Patras. Dumps back into the corner. Vasilevsky patiently waiting there. Janot gets there first. Kasich feeds it back to the point. Lohrei fakes the shot. Plays it across. Lindholm waits. He shoots off the shoulder of Vasilevsky. And off the glass it goes. Moser a big hit on Kasich. 25 to go. And it's cleared out by Tampa. Flung back into the Tampa zone into the far corner. 15 to go in the third. Away from overtime. Radish. Maybe one last rush. Flipped it ahead. 7 seconds to go. Oh, that one's out of the reach. And an icing late. 5.7 remaining. Bruins ice the puck. They were trying to send a man up ice, and instead they ice the puck with 5.7 remaining. And what if this happens? Unbelievable if this could happen. Face off inside the Bruins zone. Tampa, the chance to try to score the game winner right here. Or else we go to overtime. Stadium Series. Tampa trying to come down from 5-1 down to win this game 6-5. Both teams, these teams, trying to win this game 6-5. The question is, who's going to win it? Paul in the face-off dot. Hedman's out there on the ice. Wouldn't that be something if he scores in his return? Off the face-off, one. Hedman plays it across, shot. Kucherov fanned on it as he was pressured by Hustadinov. That'll do it for regulation. We go to overtime in the Stadium Series. The 9th to reach overtime, the outdoor game history. The last was the 2024 Stadium Series where the Rangers won by the score of 6-5. The only thing we can guarantee you at the final score in this game will be a 6-5 finish, and unbelievable on what we just seen here in this one. We'll be right back. We're bringing you back, everybody. Overtime starts now in the Stadium Series. 5-5. Shots are 37-34 at the end of regulation. Clean up the ice here to start the overtime. We welcome you back in. 5-5. Whoever wins this game will be an incredible finish to this one, obviously. Goalie fight when it was 5-2 Bruins. Bruins had a 5-1 lead, and now it is 5-5. Darren Radish made it 5-3, and then Nick Paul made it 5-4. This is where the comeback started after that goalie fight, and then Kucherov in the third period, a one-timer from the circle, fires it past Swayman on the glove side, and we are tied at 5 in overtime. This is going to be an interesting thing to watch right now. We're underway. No, not yet in the overtime. It is Kaslik and Nick Paul in the face-off dot. McAvoy's out there with Pastrnak. Hagel's out there as well for Tampa. We're underway here in the overtime. 6-2 Boston in overtime. 4-2 Tampa in overtime. Moser now with the puck. Moser. Tampa trying to come down from 4 goals down. They create a 2-on-1. Kucherov in to Moser. Kucherov, and a great defensive play by McAvoy to get the stick on it. Hustadinov the other way, 2-on-1 with Pastrnak. Pastrnak looking for the game winner. Shot, score! No! Waved off! It is waved off! I wonder why. John McIsaac. I think there's a penalty upcoming. Pastrnak wants an explanation. McAvoy's mad. Pastrnak, I think, is going to the box. And a power play for Tampa. It looked like Boston had won the game. But instead, the game winner that was expected by Pastrnak, he instead takes the penalty and a chance for the Lightning on the power play to win it in overtime. Wow. Waved off, and Pastrnak is surprised by that. He takes a penalty. Slashing was the call in overtime. And so a 4-on-3, Tampa on the power play. Wow, what a change of events all of a sudden here in the Stadium Series. It looked like Pastrnak had won the game. This was the slashing call on Moser. That came so late, though. Boston had possession right after, unless they did not hear the whistle. Off the face-off one here, Radish looking for the game winner. Radish holds on to it. Kucherov, down low, Gensel. Gensel, back for Kucherov in the circle. Radish, back for Kucherov in front. Bjorkstrand holds on to it. Bjorkstrand, back for Radish at the blue line. Kucherov has Gensel in front. Bjorkstrand shot. Rebound, Radish, wide of the net. Bjorkstrand along the boards. He's tied up with McAvoy. And Corrali uses the boards, and Lindholm will clear it down the length of the ice. Power play, 4-on-3 for the Lightning. Here in overtime. A minute has passed in the overtime. Radish will move it ahead. Radish to Gensel. Gensel drops it off for Hagel. Hagel looking for the game winner. Hagel, shot, save made. Hagel in the corner, got taken down. Gensel forces it back up top of the point for Radish. Radish across for Kucherov. Kucherov down low, Gensel. Back for Kucherov. Kucherov across, Radish. Kucherov across, Gensel, one-timer wide of the net and goes down the length of the ice as it rolled the glass and back into the Tampa Bay zone. Kucherov now will move it ahead. 45 to go on the 4-on-3 advantage for the Lightning. Kucherov back up top for Radish. Radish across for Hagel. 35 to go on the 4-on-3. Hagel waits. Down low, Gensel. Back for Hagel again. Radish to Kucherov. One-timer save. Rebound Gensel in front. Hagel dropped it off Radish. Kucherov a one-timer wide. Hagel with the puck now. 20 seconds to go. Dropped it off for Kucherov. The shot off the post. It hit the post. Hagel now. Hagel holds on to it. Dropped it for Kucherov. Kucherov across. One-timer. Radish was stopped by Swayman. Radish. 5 seconds to go on the 4-on-3. Hagel. Kucherov. Power play over. Kucherov down low. Hagel for the game winner. Couldn't get it. Now Gensel holds on to it. 4-on-4. Hagel trying to center it. Great play by McAvoy to get the stick on it. Radish holds it in. Gensel across for Radish into the corner. Hagel tied up by McAvoy. Hagel forced it back for Gensel. Finds a man open into the corner. Mosier will carry it out to center. 2:17 left to go here in overtime. Mosier will move it ahead. Mosier carrying it ahead. Dropped it out for Holmberg. Holmberg along the boards. Pressured by McAvoy. McAvoy trying to get it free. Min the other way. Min will carry it ahead 2-on-2. He gained some speed. Fraser Min dropped it off. Pasternak looking for the game winner. Wide of the net. Holmberg now. Holmberg will look to move it ahead. The referee was in the way as he was trying to clear it. Turned it over. Min. High slot shot wide of the net on Vasilevsky. Pasternak lost it. Holmberg the other way. Tampa Bay looking to win the game and complete the comeback. Holmberg into the corner. Holmberg tied up. Holmberg behind the net. 1:34 to go in the overtime. Gord across. Crozier holds on to it. Back for Gord. Gord with some room. Gord dropped it off for Holmberg. Holmberg back for Carlisle. The shot blocked on the way through. Lindholm, a turnover to Crozier, but then turned it right back over to Lindholm. And that pass out of the reach. Icing with 1:13 to go. We'll be back to 3-on-3. What an overtime. And a chance there for the Lightning to win it. And Kucherov rings the crossbar of the post. Oh, man. Chances after chances. Kucherov right here hits the crossbar. The elbow between the post and the crossbar. Oof, what a chance. 1:13 to go in the overtime. Five overtime. Delay here as they're asking one of the players to get back on the ice. I believe Hustadinov. Or Fraser Minton, pardon me. To get back on the ice because the Bruins iced the puck. So 3-on-3. Lindholm, Minton, and Geekie. Face-off won by the Lightning, but it's played out to center. Mosier now. They're trying to keep the Bruins from getting the change here. Hagel. Maybe a quick change here if they can get it. Hagel some speed now. Will carry it ahead. Hagel looking for the game winner. Got taken down, and Swayman will cover the puck with 58.8 remaining here in overtime. 5-5 overtime. Shots are 42-34 in favor of the Lightning. And this Stadium Series is delivered so far, but we'll see who the winner is in this one. As the Lightning had a power play here in overtime. Pasternak looked like he got the game winner. It was waved off because he took a slashing penalty. Then they killed off the penalty, the Bruins. And now we still have 58.8 remaining here in the overtime. Tampa Bay trying to come back for the first time ever in franchise history from 4 goals down. Gensel and Kucherov out there. Off the draw, won by Gensel. As it's Mosier playing it for Gensel. Into the middle, Mosier dropped it Kucherov. Gensel the shot, save, rebound, Mosier, stopped by Swayman. What a stop. McAvoy the other way, 3-on-2 potentially for the Bruins. McAvoy with some speed, has a cutter. McAvoy to the net. McAvoy centered in front. Middlestead was there. Vasilevsky down. Mosier trying to clear it ahead. Someone got hit in the face. It's a breakaway for Kucherov to win it. He's stopped by Swayman. Can you believe it? Jeremy Swayman just saved the game. Nikita Kucherov on a breakaway was denied. Oh my. And when you thought this game could have any more dramatics, it seemed like the Lightning were going to end it here. And instead, Swayman with the biggest stop of the game. Kucherov denied on a breakaway. Wow. Whew. Wow. Blocker save there, I think. Kucherov. And then it slid through. It was loose near that 5-hole area. 28.9 to go. Face-off won by the Bruins. Comes in front. Paul for the game winner. Got slashed. Penalty upcoming again. And it's going against Boston. Pastrnak is not pleased about the call. He's going to go to the box for the second time, I think. Hooking. And Tampa will get a late power play again. I think it is. 24.7. Nick Paul was trying to go for the game winner. And that saved the goal potentially right there. Yeah, I think Hampus Lindholm's going to go to the box instead, not Pastrnak. So another power play late. Hooking. And chance for the Lightning to win on this late power play again. The timeout being called here by the Lightning. John Cooper and his coaching staff trying to get this right and end this game in overtime. You know it would be something? An overtime buzzer beater. That could potentially happen. With a power play opportunity upcoming for the Lightning. Glad you've tuned in with us in a spectacular game we've seen here in tonight's contest. It has just been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's been domination on one side and domination on the second half. This has just been incredible to watch. Incredible. And it's not over just yet, as the Lightning have an opportunity to win it here in the overtime on this power play with a 4-on-3 advantage. This could be the game right here. Or else we go to a shootout here in Tampa, Florida at the Raymond James Stadium. Everyone's standing inside the stadium. Lightning trying to strike here for the 6th time to win the game. And what would be an incredible comeback. Off the faceoff, won by Paul. Kucherov plays it to Radish, to Gensel. 20 seconds to go. Gensel. Radish fakes the one-timer. Gensel down low. Kucherov in front. Knocked down. Corrali trying to kill off the time. Clears it down the length of the ice. They got 9 seconds left on the clock. Maybe one last rush for the Lightning. Gensel will move it ahead. 5 seconds to go. They got to hurry. Kucherov dropped it for Hagel. 3 seconds to go. Hagel slaps when I'm going to save. Made Swayman with 0.5 remaining. It seems like we're going to go to a shootout. Unless a goal is scored with 0.5 seconds remaining. Hagel, with a good opportunity here, rips one home. Rips one right there. And Hagel, an 87-mile-per-hour shot. This seems like this is going to go to a shootout. Vasilevsky pulled, empty net. It's going to be a 5-on-3 because obviously there's only 0.5 left on the clock. The question is, will they add any time back to the clock? That's the question. They got to get a quick shot and get it into the back of the net before the time expires, because this will be the craziest way to win the game. Gensel and Kaslik. They got to get the quick shot. They got to get the face-off win and the shot quickly. Gensel. And everyone moves before the puck is even dropped for the face-off. Kaslik and Gensel in the face-off dot. One off the draw. That'll do it for overtime. Power play 0 for 2 in the overtime for Tampa Bay. And so we go to a shootout. And a chance to see what we see here in this shootout. Let's see. Shootout time as now. We'll see what happens here. 5-5. And now Swayman And Vasilevsky will have to make the saves. And the forwards or defensemen have to make the goals to try to win this one. This is such a spectacular game, and it continues on here. We are more than 3 hours into our broadcast, and a spectacular broadcast here, spectacular game. And we're glad you tuned in with us here as this goes to a shootout. Incredible. Incredibly. An incredible way for this stadium series to happen. And what a way for Tampa and their city to host the first stadium series for them here in Tampa, Florida. The first outdoor game, third to reach shootout outdoor game history. The last one was back in 2014 in the Winter Classic, where the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings played. Toronto defeated the Detroit Red Wings 3-2 as they won in the shootout. That was a long time ago, back when Zetterberg was still playing, and Datsuk, and when Phil Kessel was probably on the Leafs, and that was a long time ago. Jeremy Swayman in his shootout career, 8-7, a .790 save percentage. There's Andrei Vasilevsky at the other end of the ice, 26-9 in his shootout career, 760 save percentage, 98 out of 129 shots stopped. We will see what will happen here. First up, let's see who's going to shoot here first for the Tampa Bay Lightning. As shootout time in the Stadium Series. Gage Gonsalves will go up first for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Carries the puck again. First shooter in the shootout. Gonsalves in. Gonsalves, the shot. Save made by the blocker of Swayman. I think he was trying to go to the corner, the top corner. And let's see here. He was trying to go maybe between the 5-hole. I don't think he got the release he wanted. And now it's Casey Middlestad, 6 for 21 in his career. Let's see if he strikes here first for the Bruins. Let's see. Middlestad carries the puck ahead on Vasilevsky. Middlestad in. Nice move and a stop by Vasilevsky. Trying to go to the backhand, and he was stopped there. I think he was poke-checked there by Vasilevsky. As the intent was there, and let's see. This might be a great play by Vasilevsky who got the poke check. I don't think he did. He just ran out of room. Vasilevsky way out in this crease, the top of the crease. Nikita Kucherov in his career, 15 out of 51, 29% effectiveness. Can he get the first goal of the shootout? Here in this one, Kucherov in on Swayman. In, backhander, missed! Oh man, he had him beat and just lost the handle at the last second with the backhand. Kucherov had the move. Oh, he just lost the handle at the last second, Nikita Kucherov. Now Fraser Min trying to strike first. His first attempt ever in his shootout career. Wouldn't that be a story if he scores here? Min in on Vasilevsky to score first in the shootout. Save made Vasilevsky. And we go to the third. And a chance here for the Lightning to get the lead in the shootout. As he was trying to go 5-hole there, Vasilevsky read it well. And Gensel, the opportunity to get the Lightning on the board. 10 out of 31 in his career, 32% effectiveness. Gensel looking to get the Lightning the lead here in the shootout. Gensel slowly in. Gensel, the shot, scores! As he goes glove side on Swayman. What a quick release there. And a chance to win it. Vasilevsky has to be big here, as Boston has to tie it up to keep the shootout alive here. David Pastrnak, 10 for 42 in his career, 24% effectiveness in his shootout career. Can he tie the game in the shootout? We will see. David Pastrnak gets the puck now. Vasilevsky needs to make a save to get the win. Pastrnak in, hit the crossbar, and Tampa comes all the way back from 4 goals down to win the game, 6-5. What an incredible game we just saw. David Pastrnak, just inches away from tying the game in the shootout, hits the crossbar. Wow. He had Vasilevsky beat, but the post was not nice for David Pastrnak. And the Lightning come back from 5-1 down and win the game 6-5 in their first outdoor game they've hosted. That's unbelievable. That is an incredible way for us to wrap it up here on the NHL on MHS. 6-5, Tampa wins the game. 5-1 down, they win it 6-5. I'm Max. Thank you so much for watching. Highlights and more posted later on my TikTok and on the YouTube channel. Good night, everybody.